This opening contest is a first round match scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit.
No stranger to WWE, maybe best known for his legendary rivalry with Super Crazy and ECW, a three-time WWE Cruiserweight Champion, Tajiri.
Introducing first, representing Japan, weighing in at 189 pounds, Tajiri!
You mentioned him being a three-time Cruiserweight champion, but he was also a light heavyweight champion in the WWE and a two-time tag champion. He has been successful everywhere he's went.
No doubt Tajiri is a man who knows the taste of success, but his opponent is no stranger to being an underdog.
And his opponent, representing Australia, weighing in at 193 pounds, Damian Slater!
Australia's come a long way from giving us Outback Jack, although it did produce one of the more legendary tag teams in the Kangaroos. But here comes Damian Slater, known as World Beater.
Yeah, you see World Beater on his tights, and that comes from being the eternal underdog. People have doubted him ever since he started, and everywhere he's gone, he's been successful. Let's see if he can be successful in the Cruiserweight Classic.
All right, gentlemen, we went over the rules and instructions in the back. Do either of you have any questions? All right, shake hands.
Australia, a long way away from the USA, and Slater paid his own way to a WWE tryout in March at the Arnold Classic.
Yeah,
Company was impressed with his commitment and desire, giving him an opportunity here in the Cruiserweight Classic.
Yeah, it's inspiring to see guys like that willing to travel, willing to pay to go anywhere to get better. And look at that movement.
Nice reversal on the veteran Tajiri into the hammerlock.
Tajiri taking the easy way out there. Oh, but look at that. Veteran maneuver by Tajiri.
And he loves to use those ropes, as we've seen in the past with the tarantula.
Yeah, he's a very, very slick, very sly.
First made an impact in the United States with ECW in late 1998. You can see all of those legendary matches here on the WWE Network. Shoulder block, spinning back kick by Slater.
I don't know if I want to
Slater.
get in a kicking battle with Tajiri here. That might have been a bad move, but look at that fireman's
beautiful
carry.
move. Into a bridging, pinning predicament. Slater is smooth.
Yeah,
Arm wringer, side wrist lock now being employed by Slater.
oh, see, that's where Tajiri is so slick.
And those are those patented kicks you've talked about, Daniel.
Yeah, right to the tricep and going back to the tricep with those elbows too.
Snapmare.
I wouldn't be surprised if Tajiri sees Damian Slater as somebody who's stronger than him, maybe a little bit more athletic than him now that he's getting a little bit older and really wants to take away that strength advantage.
Well, at the age of 45, Tajiri, the elder statesman in the Cruiserweight Classic, says he's got another couple of years in him at the highest level. There's a drop kick by Slater. And another one, but that time well scouted by Tajiri, who looking to knock his head off with that kick.
And that's one of the incredible things about Tajiri. I don't think age is going to affect his style as much as it would other cruiserweights because he relies so heavily on those kicks.
Looking to pin him with that far side
And
hammerlock.
he's so slick with those
Kimura
submissions.
in mixed martial arts.
Yeah, double wrist lock also
Yep,
called.
catch wrestling.
Yeah, Slater's gonna have to get to the ropes here.
And Slater, good ring presence, knows where he's at, able to break the hold, but Tajiri looking to break his arm.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the way Tajiri, when Slater was trying to get to the ropes, he just rolled him right out of it, back into the hold, and now he's back on the arm.
Nice kick there by Slater. This Damian Slater, 29 years of age, traveling from Australia and facing one of the most experienced competitors in the field. He does not appear to be intimidated in the least.
Oh!
Corkscrew pescado by Slater, wiping out Tajiri.
And why should he be intimidated? Look at how skilled this guy is.
He started competing at the age of 15. Referee employing the count. They have up to 10 to make it back into the ring.
Yeah, I've really liked what I've seen from Damian Slater. He's wrestled in Australia, he's come to the United States, trained here, and he's picked up a lot of smooth techniques along the way. Oh, look at Tajiri. Just as he was reaching for him, he grabs a wrist lock.
And looking to kick out of it is Slater, but you do not want to kick with a kicker. The proficiency of Tajiri. Although there
Absolutely
goes Slater
not.
again. Now up to the turnbuckle. Tornado DDT.
I like that Slater is not willing to give up his game plan just because Tajiri is also an excellent kicker. Look at that knee!
Running knee. And Tajiri able to still kick out. That will mess with your equilibrium.
Shades of William Regal, who used that to end plenty of opponents.
Inverted face lock. Almost into the Canadian backbreaker, but landing on his feet was Tajiri. Waist lock, series of back elbows by Slater. Comes off the ropes and takes out that left leg of Tajiri, grounding.
Yeah, this is
Japanese
a smart
star.
move. Smart move. Maybe he can get away from those kicks if he really works that leg. You can really hyperextend the knee with a drop kick.
Oh, good counter by Tajiri. Oh man, and with apologies to Ken Jones, Tajiri's kicks come with diplomas. Nice sweep there by Slater. Every
Yeah.
time you think Tajiri is going to start to get the better of this Australian, Slater comes right back. Oh, and here we go. The patented tarantula.
1, 2, 3, 4. Get off that, Tajiri. Come on, out of the
The
rope.
disadvantage with the tarantula is you can only hold it for about 4 seconds.
That's right. Slater ducks underneath that. Roundhouse kick. Sends Tajiri for the ride. Handspring back elbow by Tajiri. Oh, vicious kick. Oh, and the buzzsaw kick by Tajiri. That is it.
Yeah, Tajiri is a threat to every single person in this tournament because his kicks are incredibly lethal.
Well, and he has, of course, espoused many of the mannerisms of the great Muta, Keiji Muto, who is also known for his variety of kicks.
And look at this kick. 46 years old, and I'm still not sure anybody does it better.
Tajiri advances to the round of 16 in the inaugural Cruiserweight Classic.
Here is your winner, Tajiri! The following is the final first round match of the Cruiserweight Classic! Introducing first, representing the United States, weighing in at 170 pounds, Johnny Gargano!
Johnny Gargano, better known as Johnny Wrestling, started training at the age of 16. He cites Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho, and Johnny Saint as his role models. Not bad, right? Not bad at all.
He told me I was one of his role models. I actually wrestled him in Cleveland years ago, which is where he's from. What an incredible talent. I can't say enough about this guy. Like I said before, he was a singles champion for over 800 days.
And his opponents, representing the United States, weighing in at 195 pounds, Tommaso Ciampa!
Well, Johnny Gargano's normal tag team partner, Tommaso Ciampa, will tonight be his foil in the opening round of the Cruiserweight Classic, and Ciampa also known as the Sicilian Psychopath, proven himself to be a wrecking ball, employing an arsenal of devastating knee and elbow strikes. This guy always means business.
Yeah, he sure does, but nobody knows that better than Johnny Gargano. It'll be interesting to see what these two do to each other in a match like this, where the stakes are so high.
Last September, they were announced as part of the WWE NXT Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Tonight, their opponents in the Cruiserweight Classic.
Gentlemen, we went over and discussed the rules in the back. You guys have any questions? All right, let's shake hands. Gentlemen, let's shake hands. Protect yourself at all times, all right? Back it up, let's go.
Kind of surprised it took him that long to shake hands.
Yeah, the Ciampa seemed a little reluctant to shake hands. You know, they call him the Psycho Killer for a reason. He's intense.
Both need to be intense. Both need to be at the top of their respective games in order to fill that final slot in the Sweet 16 of the Cruiserweight Classic. Friendships, no more. You can have all the respect in the world, but you need to be the better man tonight. Looking for the hip toss instead. It's Gargano. Oh, crucifix for a 1 count. Deep arm drag. And scissors reversal, and again, man, these two just hard to keep a hold of the other.
Yeah, finally somebody with an advantage here. Gargano with the armbar. You know, Ciampa's the more powerful of the two.
So when you know each other as well as these two do, Daniel, what are you looking for? What will give them the advantage? Does it just come down to the critical error, or what are you looking for?
Oh
Wow!
my gosh!
The back elbow.
Look at the spit flying out of Johnny Gargano's mouth.
Well, there's the advantage for Ciampa.
That's
I
the
guess that's
first
what you're looking
strike of
for.
the
That
match.
might have been a tooth right there.
Oh,
and
and another one.
Vicious knee strike. Oh, look at this vicious elbow. I guess we get our answer what we're looking for here, because Ciampa's just turned up the temperature.
Wow. Wow, and you know what? It didn't take him long.
No.
Right? All it took was, oh my gosh. He has to be careful of the count here though.
Oh, and look, he's mocking the chant of Johnny Wrestling.
See, I don't necessarily agree with that. Everything Ciampa does is just vicious.
Goes for the cover. Gargano kicks out. No, Ciampa thinking he might still have him.
Those knees and elbows, oh my gosh.
Yep.
I wonder, after that first elbow, when we saw the spit flying out of Johnny Gargano's mouth, I wonder if he's still okay from that.
No, I don't think so. It's devastating symphony of strikes, but now Ciampa with the rear chin lock.
And putting more pressure on the jaw, the mouth. You don't know what that elbow did to Johnny Gargano's jaw. He looks to be having a hard time with this chin lock.
Trying to power out despite the pain. Gargano delivers an elbow to the chest, another elbow. Knife edge chop by Johnny Wrestling.
See, but his strikes lack the impact of Ciampa's.
Nice escape by Gargano. Ducks under the clothesline. Oh, but another back elbow to the jaw by Ciampa.
See, and Gargano can chop him multiple times, but one elbow from Ciampa, and he's got Gargano reeling. Oh, what's he got going here?
And you have to wonder what those strikes, especially the elbows, have taken out of Johnny Gargano, having trouble standing despite delivering that kick. Slingshot DDT. And this could be the opportunity Gargano needs as he stunned Ciampa with that DDT.
Yeah. Yeah, they're both reeling now.
The crowd enjoying the action of the Cruiserweight Classic with chants of C-Dub-C. here at Full Sail University, who will sail into the next round between Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Regular tag team partners, not tonight.
Look, though, Johnny Gargano weathered the storm of the elbows, firing back now. Back on top. Uh-oh. But Ciampa's power.
Oh, man,
Is he climbing the ropes with Gargano on his back?
Yes, he is.
What is he doing
Oh,
here?
no, not an avalanche air raid crash. No.
From the
Gargano looking for that sunset flip powerbomb.
those brutal strikes to the face.
A face that's already been
Uh-oh.
nailed with elbows. Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh!
What a kick!
Following up with
Running
a powerbomb!
Sit-up powerbomb by Johnny Gargano. What a kick to the face. Tope suicida by Johnny Wrestling.
Just when Ciampa was trying to get a breather, Gargano follows it up with a suicide dive.
Tremendous stuff, and the crowd eating up every scintillating second. One spot remains in the round of 16 in the Cruiserweight Classic.
Can you believe the super kick with his head trapped
Wow.
in the buckle?
No. Oh, wow! Can you believe that? Ciampa back press. How did Gargano escape?
How much can Gargano take? How many times has he been hit in the head like that?
We've seen various styles on display. This is the epitome of the strongest style. These strikes are something to behold.
And these guys are tag team partners.
And yeah, imagine that with friends like these.
Yeah. But you can see why they're such a good tag team. If they train like this, nobody's gonna beat them.
And they've already sent shockwaves through NXT with their performances as a tag team, but right now, it's all about the individual goals of Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa.
I'm worried a little bit about Gargano's head here. He's been rocked by so many shots.
Good reversal. Southpaw using the forearm, looking for that roaring elbow, but gets a kick in the face and a running high knee lift to the jaw.
One more shot to the head.
Oh, and Zagiri cleans the clock of Ciampa.
How Gargano's getting out of these things, I have no idea.
They're both, I mean, their eyes are glassy. I didn't expect to see something like this.
I didn't expect this to be as violent as this.
This is brutal stuff here between Gargano and Ciampa. This is what it means to be a part of this tournament. Willing to do everything necessary. And boy, they are throwing everything, literally everything at each other.
Ciampa and Gargano on the apron. This is the hardest part of the ring. What's gonna happen here?
They're on the apron, dangerous territory.
Ciampa strikes just that much harder. Gargano bringing it.
Forget about the sounds of silence. You're listening to the sounds of violence here on the Cruiserweight Classic.
Rattling each other's chests with those chops. Big kick. Gargano's rocked. Oh no, not on the apron.
No.
Not on the apron.
Oh no. And they crash on the hardest part of the ring. Mamma mia!
And rolls him right back in. Right back in.
This has to be it. Oh, come on. How is Gargano still conscious? Forget about still being in the match.
Oh my gosh. Air raid crash right on the apron. When you are learning to become a professional wrestler, that is the one part of the ring they tell you to absolutely stay away from. That is where all the metal beams are. Look at his eyes.
Look at his eyes. These two are a tag team?
Hesitation.
Look at the hesitation by Ciampa, and maybe this is his friend after all.
Thoughts. Pulls the knee sleeve back up.
Nice.
Super kick.
Gargano takes advantage, and Claudio did it. Ciampa comes back with a clothesline. That moment of hesitation almost caught him.
Powerbomb lung blower. 1, 2. Oh my gosh.
Unbelievable.
Look at both of these men. Ciampa can't believe it.
Gargano literally out of it. His eyes are glassy. There is no way he knows where he is. He is competing purely on instinct. And Tommaso Ciampa, the crowd showing their appreciation. What will this take out of each other? Yes, there's one spot remaining, but what will be the health and welfare of the survivor of this incredible struggle?
Oh, but how bad do these two want to win the Cruiserweight Classic that they are willing to beat up their friends like this?
An opportunity both of them have traveled the highways and byways to get. Both of them staples on the American independent scene, coming to NXT as a tag team, but now trying to realize their dream.
Chop to the face! He just chopped him in the face!
You almost have to wonder how much more the referee is going to allow Johnny Gargano to absorb.
And I'm interested too, what time or how deep are we in time-wise?
You're right, 20-minute time limit. And hey, think about that. These two could be beating the tar out of each other. If this goes to a 20-minute draw, they're both out of the tournament.
Oh my gosh, that
We're
would
just
be
past
a
the
travesty.
midpoint right now. We have just passed the midpoint of this 20-minute time limit.
And look at Ciampa grabbing Gargano by the jaw.
Oh, that's got to be painful in itself with all of the striking that he's taken to the face. Oh, man. And yet Gargano comes back, not a lot behind that strike. Not like those right hands, those slaps from Tommaso Ciampa.
Great counter by Johnny Wrestling.
Roll over. Oh, the rolling crucifix here by Gargano. He gets it. Are you kidding me? How the hell did Johnny Gargano win that match?
I didn't think he was gonna stand up, let alone come back and win that match. The amount of punishment that he took, the amount of punishment both men took.
Johnny Gargano has just solidified himself as a man who might possess the biggest fighting heart that I have ever seen, Daniel, after what he went through courtesy of his partner, Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah, look at this air raid crash on the hardest part of the ring.
That should have been it.
And look at him. He had a chance to put him away right here, but the hesitation, pulling up the knee sleeve cost him. Super kick by Gargano.
You know what? In the end, that may have been the biggest mistake of Ciampa's career, despite coming back with that clothesline.
And look at this power bomb into the lung blower. How on earth did Johnny Wrestling kick out of that? Ciampa looking to put him away. Big slap. I can't believe those slaps to the face. Looking to put him away. Counter by Johnny Wrestling. Counter by Ciampa. These guys know each other so well. Into the crucifix. 1, 2, 3.
Here is your winner, Johnny Gargano.
What a spectacular start it was for the Golden Star, Kota Ibushi. One of the favorites to win it all.
It's time for more second round action. Introducing first, representing Japan, weighing in at 189 pounds, Kota Ibushi.
A huge fan favorite, a three-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion in his native Japan, and what a start it was in the opening round as he defeated a member of the Samoan wrestling dynasty, Sean Maluta, in what was a hotly contested affair.
Yeah, look at the moonsault by Ibushi there.
With the Golden Star powerbomb to put away Sean Maluta.
What an incredible performance.
And his opponent, representing the United States, weighing in at 200 pounds, Cedric Alexander.
Cedric Alexander from Charlotte, North Carolina. You talk about a commitment to his craft. He lost 22 pounds to make the 205-pound limit and earn the right to compete in this milestone tournament. And what a performance in the opening round against Clement Pechou.
Yeah, you know, losing that weight, he looks a lot more explosive. Look at the air he got in that flying clothesline. And here he is, picks him up, drops him back first onto his knees for the win. I think losing that weight is the best thing that ever happened to Cedric Alexander.
And Cedric Alexander looking to cash more checks thanks to the lumbar check that finished off Clement Pechou. But against Kota Ibushi, he's going to have to be at his best.
All right, we went over the rules in the back. Any questions, gentlemen? All right, shake hands. All right. Step right, step right. Good. Good. Let's go, ring the bell right there.
Talk about a mouth-watering affair. One fall with a 20-minute time limit. One of these gentlemen will join Grand Metalik in the quarterfinals. And what is the biggest key to victory for both of these athletes?
I mean, for Kota Ibushi, he is the favorite in this tournament. So he's just got to do his thing and not be overcome by the moment. Cedric Alexander, he has to be careful because the one match he wanted in this tournament was Kota Ibushi. He's one of his heroes. He thinks he's one of the best wrestlers in the world, and he's the guy he wanted to fight. Now he has the match that he wanted, so he cannot be taken back by Kota Ibushi.
Oh, the athleticism of Cedric Alexander, acquitting himself well in the early stages, grounding the high-flying Kota Ibushi.
Look at how great he looks at this weight class. Dropping that 22 pounds was amazing.
He has faced the likes of Kevin Owens and Tommaso Ciampa. There's a nice escape by Kota Ibushi into the hammerlock, moves into the side headlock, and the takeover.
Not many people know this about Cedric Alexander, but he was a very good amateur wrestler. His senior year, he was 44-1, went to state, was recruited by a bunch of colleges, but instead decided to get into professional wrestling.
Conversely, Ibushi was a karateka before taking up professional wrestling, showing off his strength with that shoulder tackle on Alexander.
I like what Alexander is doing here. He's taking some time.
You know, Kota Ibushi has even tested himself in the heavyweight division. He, in fact, challenged NXT superstar Shinsuke Nakamura in New Japan's biggest card of the year at Wrestle Kingdom 9 in 2015 in the Tokyo Dome. So a man who is well-versed, and you can see just how graceful and how slick he is, but don't discount the talents of Cedric Alexander, who in the early stages is move for move right in there with Kota Ibushi.
Yeah, I would say Ibushi has a little bit better submissions, but as far as grounding and control, I think Cedric Alexander has him beat a little bit there. His amateur wrestling background really helps him here, and you can see it right now. With those switches, he was on top of it the whole time.
You know the old saying, iron sharpens iron. Ibushi not only facing the likes of Shinsuke Nakamura, but also AJ Styles. So he's been in with the best, and he wants to prove that he's the best cruiserweight in the world in this tournament.
Good arm wringer there by Ibushi.
Reversal by Alexander, leg sweep. Comes off the ropes. Deep arm drag. Countered nicely by a deep arm drag from Kota Ibushi. Tip up. Alexander showing off his athleticism. Reverse Rana. And Ibushi misses that drop kick. Roll up here by Alexander. You can tell these two have done their homework, countered by Ibushi. So both of them have studied each other very well, Daniel.
Yeah, that was really smart of Alexander getting out of the way of those kicks. We saw in round 1 that the head kick was the end of Sean Maluta right before Ibushi hit that power bomb. But Alexander scouted Ibushi for a long time. I think he's going to be really wary of the kicks. We saw in the last round, Ibushi just dropped Maluta with his very first low kick.
We've mentioned Alexander dropping over 20 pounds, seems faster, probably will help his conditioning in this tournament. Again, scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit as Alexander employs that side headlock. And it's a basic fundamental of the game, Daniel, but when you have the side headlock employed, what are you trying to do with your opponent?
Well, you're really trying to grind that wrist bone against Kota Ibushi's cheek. What it can do is you can really wear somebody down. You're cutting off their oxygen. You're making it harder for them to breathe.
Counter here by Ibushi.
And you're putting a lot of pressure on that face. But I think this is smart by Alexander. I think he's got the amateur wrestling edge. And look, and the strength advantage. Ibushi keeps trying to throw him off, but Alexander's just a little too strong right now.
Try something else, Connor. It ain't working.
Ibushi won the 2011 Best of the Super Juniors tournament, so has experience at the highest levels when it comes to tournament action. And here against Cedric Alexander has his hands full, standing switch by the Golden Star, but he just ate a vicious back elbow by Alexander. Ooh, uppercut.
We had to wait a couple minutes for that first kick, but when Ibushi finally landed it, boy, did it hit.
Shot fired by Kota Ibushi. Listen to this. Wow. Alexander coming back. Oh,
He chopped him in the face.
springboard missile drop kick by Kota Ibushi. And Cedric Alexander rolls out of the ring. As Ibushi soaks up the adulation from the crowd here tonight. Here comes Golden Triangle moonsault.
Whoa!
Well scouted by Alexander. Topical hero. Are you kidding me? This is what the Cruiserweight Classic is all about. Two of the best. Cedric Alexander, Kota Ibushi looking to steal the show tonight.
This is an incredible sequence of events. Ibushi missing that moonsault off the second to the floor. He is hurt bad. Look at Alexander, this is his chance.
Alexander diligently did his homework on the cusp of a huge upset and the biggest win of his career. Oh, Cedric Alexander came oh so close to vanquishing one of the favorites in this tournament.
Wow! What a flying clothesline. Ibushi lands right on his neck. Look at the height. Whoa!
Listen to this crowd.
Ibushi is hurt. Alexander's in a good position here. He needs to capitalize.
Lights him up with that knife-edge chop, and Ibushi being held up by that middle rope.
Just dropping him with that chop.
Confidence building chops for Cedric Alexander, who again came within a 1 count of scoring a major upset.
I think a lot of people would consider this a major upset. I wouldn't. Since he's dropped the weight, Cedric Alexander has been phenomenal.
Again going for the cover, hooks a leg, and again gets only a 2 count. And Daniel, as a former multiple-time champion, that must be frustration when you come so close with the cover, but in the same sense, you must be diligent. You have to continue.
Yeah, but Cedric Alexander knows what he's in there against. He knows he's, oh my gosh!
Spinning back kick by Ibushi. That kick was blocked and a chop to the chest by Cedric Alexander.
You say that was to the chest, that was right to the jaw.
There's a cover again. And again, only a 2 count. And you were right about that jaw hit. Let's take another look. Boom!
Cedric Alexander knows he's in there against one of the best in the world, and he is bringing his A game tonight.
Front face lock by Cedric Alexander. Would be setting him up for that lumbar check. Oh, go behind by Ibushi. Waist lock. Oh, on the back elbow. Rocks the jaw. Oh, man! Mamma mia! Did you hear the impact of that drop kick?
He just knocked Alexander senseless with that drop kick.
The crowd on its feet. Many of them, their mouths wide open at what they are seeing here in this second round matchup between Kota Ibushi and Cedric Alexander. One of the most vicious drop kicks you will ever see, but look at Alexander.
Oh my gosh, these guys are going to war.
This is the epitome of strong style that Kota Ibushi's used to in Japan, but Cedric Alexander.
Look at the speed. Oh my gosh!
Lateral press, and Ibushi almost put away Cedric Alexander. We are past the midpoint of what is turning into an instant classic. But again, Daniel, only a 20-minute time limit. If it goes to 20 minutes, both of these incredible athletes will be eliminated from the tournament.
What a shame that would be.
Exploder suplex by Ibushi.
I wonder if Ibushi's going to go for a dive here again. He missed the first one, and it cost him big.
You are seeing why both of these competitors are considered two of the best, and here comes Ibushi again from the top rope.
Oh my gosh! Have you ever seen anything like that?
The silence speaks volumes, Daniel.
I'm getting lightheaded. I just got lightheaded watching that. Wow!
The Golden Star, Kota Ibushi, Cedric Alexander. The audience chanting "Fight Forever." Unfortunately, they have less than 10 minutes, and again, a count of 10 to beat, and they just beat it, Daniel. So, man, you would hate to see something like this end on a technicality, but Kota Ibushi, and how impressed are you with Cedric Alexander in this matchup?
Oh, he's put on an incredible performance thus far. He's in there with a guy a lot of people consider the favorite. And look at that!
Michinoku driver, the cover, and again Ibushi escapes! Incredible that Cedric Alexander on multiple occasions in this match has come within one slap of the mat by the referee to record the biggest win of his career.
What a performance by Cedric Alexander. He is in the match of his life right now. Listen to the hard hitting of this match. Kota Ibushi going for a top rope Hurricane Rana.
Oh, looking for the Frankenstein!
Lands on his feet! Belly kick!
Belly kick by Kota Ibushi! That staggers Cedric Alexander. How much more can both of these athletes endure? They have hit each other with everything.
And what about the elbow right before the Pele kick? I'm surprised Ibushi was able to...
He's looking for the Golden Star Powerbomb. Escaped by Cedric Alexander. Zakiri in the corner.
Oh my God!
My goodness! You've got to be kidding me!
Right kick right again!
This has to be it!
How did he kick out?
Cedric Alexander having the match of his life, and he can't believe it! How is Kota Ibushi Ibushi able to endure the punishment that he is on the receiving end here, courtesy of a motivated, fired-up Cedric Alexander.
I am blown away by Cedric Alexander. He hit the brainbuster. Kota Ibushi kicked out. Most men would be demoralized, but he got right back up and kicked him right in the face.
What he's lost in weight, he has earned in respect by the crowd here at Full Sail University and everyone watching on the WWE Network. Closing in on 5 minutes remaining. Can Cedric Alexander send shockwaves throughout the professional wrestling world? Can he vanquish Kota Ibushi?
What is he going for here? What's he gonna pull off?
Looking for the double foot stomp. Ibushi rolls out of the way. Ducks under that kick. German release suplex by Ibushi.
Head kick of his own!
Roundhouse kick by Ibushi. He has quickly turned the tables, trying. It is the Golden Star Powerbomb! And with less than 5 minutes to go, Ibushi does it!
Holy cow!
Match! What a performance by both of these athletes! Daniel, this is a case where in losing, Cedric Alexander's stock has skyrocketed.
Oh, my heart hurts for Cedric Alexander. He was doing this for his 2-year-old daughter, and you could tell he put everything he had into that match, and I could not believe some of the things that Kota Ibushi kicked out of.
Kota Ibushi, known as the Golden Star, but both of them have earned gold stars for what was a tremendous match here in the second round of the Cruiserweight Classic. And Daniel, where do we even begin when it comes to highlights?
I mean, we could start off here by the missed moonsault to the floor by Kota Ibushi, followed up by a tope con hilo. But here's redemption. Running, twisting moonsault to the floor. And watch this brainbuster. Wham! Right on the back of his neck. Kota Ibushi kicks out, then right into the head kick.
The frustration written all over the face of Cedric Alexander. And the German suplex followed by that roundhouse kick was the beginning of the end for Cedric Alexander.
And right here into one of the most vicious power bombs in the sport. Kota Ibushi with an amazing victory.
Here is your winner, Kota Ibushi! The following contest is the first quarterfinal match of the Cruiserweight Classic, scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Making his way to the ring, representing Japan, weighing in at 156 pounds, Akira Tozawa!
And what a way to kick off Elite 8 competition. The stamina monster, Akira Tozawa, defeated Jack Gallagher to book passage to the quarterfinals.
And then countered right here into a snap German.
On an injured left leg.
Akira Tozawa has the best German suplex in professional wrestling.
An incredible matchup, and what a victory for Akira Tozawa.
And his opponents, representing Mexico, weighing in at 175 pounds, Gran Metalik!
Gran Metalik representing Lucha Libre, cut his teeth in the oldest professional wrestling promotion on the planet, CMLL, which has been in existence since 1933.
Yeah, and the way he fought against Tajiri was so impressive. But you can just see how good Gran Metalik is there. And this is the end of the road for Tajiri. Metalik gets him up, and then big Metalik driver for the 1, 2, 3.
The referee will bring them to the center of the ring for final instructions.
Gentlemen, we'll discuss the rules in the back. With that being said, do you guys have any questions? No? All right, let's shake hands. Let's back it up to the corner. Remember, hands up, protect yourself at all times, guys. Back it up. Ring the bell.
We are set for the opening encounter. In the quarterfinals of the inaugural WWE Cruiserweight Classic, one fall with a 30-minute time limit. A styles clash of sorts between the luchador Gran Metalik and the speed demon from Japan, Akira Tozawa, the suplex machine.
Yeah, I mean, his German suplex is literally one of the prettiest German suplexes I have ever seen. And he used it to defeat both Kenneth Johnson and Jack Gallagher.
Quick reversal by Metalik with the arm wringer. Single leg takedown, and now it's Tozawa working on the left leg of Gran Metalik, doing his best to ground the high fly.
Yeah, you know, Lucha Libre is known for its high flying, but Gran Metalik trained with Blue Panther, trained with El Satanico, two of the most technical Lucha Libre specialists that have ever existed, so he knows what he's doing on the mat.
And he's also spent time in Japan, in New Japan Pro Wrestling, so is also familiar with strong style. Good counter there into the head scissors, back up to a vertical base. And the crowd here at Full Sail Live appreciating the efforts thus far of Gran Metalik and Akira Tozawa.
Kind of interested to see Tozawa's strategy here. I think he has the quickness advantage over Metalik. But one of the things he really likes to do is he likes to rile up his opponent and rile up the crowd while he's at it sometimes.
Gran Metalik has the size advantage. Clean break from Akira Tozawa, but then delivers a boot right to the breadbasket.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect a clean break from Tozawa.
Reversal on the Irish whip. Japanese arm drag by Tozawa, and a counter arm drag by Gran Metalik, and they're both on the same page, reading the same book.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who gets the initial advantage here. They've been kind of tit for tat for the first minute or two here.
Well, just like DJ Khaled, Jay-Z, and Future, Daniel, you're the man with the keys. What's the biggest key to victory for both of these competitors?
I think Tozawa needs to keep it aggressive. And Gran Metalik is one of the best high flyers in the world. I think he needs to get to his aerial maneuvers.
Shoulder tackle attempt by Gran Metalik. There's a forearm smash by Tozawa. Here's an example of the strong style of Japan. Oh, a drop kick! And Tozawa had nowhere to go. He was caught against the ropes.
Yeah, you know, that's hard when the momentum knocks him back into the ropes like that. Watch this. Wow. Yeah, and you can see Tozawa holding his arm there.
Yeah, he injured that left arm after being pinned against the ropes following that drop kick. Now sent back first into the turnbuckle. Oh! Roundhouse kick to the head by Gran Metalik. Springboard! Drop kick! And Tozawa forced to regroup on the outside. Uh-oh, Gran Metalik cleared for takeoff with a tope suicida! Wow!
What an incredible suicide dive by Gran Metalik. You know, there's a huge difference in the way he performs a suicide dive than just about anybody else in the world. Did you see he went head first right into Tozawa's shoulder? One more look at that.
Incredible stuff from Gran Metalik, one of the premier high flyers in the sport, and there's a knife edge chop
They're
to
at a count of
Tozawa.
7.
They have until 10 to make it back into the ring, and again, if they're both counted out, they're both out of the tournament. And at this stage, you don't want to risk that in any attempt. There's a diving crossbody. Lateral press out, 2.5 count for Gran Metalik.
Beautiful crossbody by Gran Metalik.
And it looks like Tozawa may have injured his ribs following the attack of Gran Metalik.
Oh, and look at the leg submission here. This is what I'm talking about. This is the influence of guys like Blue Panther, El Satanico. Lucha Libre has some great technicians.
Shades of the Nature Boys, both Buddy Rogers and Ric Flair, and Tozawa desperately trying to get to that bottom rope to force the break. Will he be able to do it? Or will he be forced to tap?
Yeah, but that's a different variation of the figure 4 than either Ric Flair or Buddy Rogers used. But you can see his foot bending against the knee joint of Tozawa.
And Tozawa manages to get to that bottom rope, but forced to reassess things here as Gran Metalik has him grounded and has him in trouble.
It's interesting to me to see Gran Metalik be the first one to really bust out the kicks here against Tozawa.
Gran Metalik with big match experience, facing the likes of new NXT champion Shinsuke Nakamura and former NXT champion and the first ever Universal Champion in WWE, Finn Balor, who we wish a speedy recovery. We know Finn Balor will be back stronger than ever as Gran Metalik delivers a knee to the midsection and those injured ribs. Handspring, oh, a drop kick to the back, well timed by Tozawa.
That was perfectly timed by Tozawa.
Oh, and a bicycle kick that sends Gran Metalik to the outside. And there's a tope suicida from Tozawa. A receipt as he responds in kind to Gran Metalik's attack earlier in the match.
Yeah, and it seems like he's asking the crowd if they want to see it one more time.
High risk, high rewards for Akira Tozawa.
But look at Metalik grabbing his leg. He's going for one more.
Another tope suicida sends Metalik crashing into the barricade.
Yeah, the impact of that suicide dive.
You know, the patriarch of Puroresu in Japan was Riki Dozan, who faced the likes of the legendary Lou Thesz in 1958. This isn't your grandfather's Puroresu. Akira Tozawa representing the new generation.
Yeah, Tozawa actually trained at Dragon Gate in Japan, which has a heavy Lucha Libre influence to it.
Back press, hooks the inside leg. Tozawa gets a 2 count.
That was a great cover by Tozawa. Even though he didn't get the pinfall, he's just wearing down Metalik.
Big scoop and a slam by Tozawa. Senton! Floats over right into the lateral press. Hooks the leg. Does he have him here? No.
See, I like Tozawa's game plan here. He sentoned him right to the ribs. He's doing deep covers. He's trying to win Metalik. You know, Tozawa prides himself on never getting tired. And I think being the smaller opponent, he probably has a lot more stamina than Metalik.
He's known as a stamina monster.
And big chops to the chest.
Reverberating throughout Full Sail Live, and there was an open hand chop to the chest by Gran Metalik.
I'm not sure if this is a smart move by Tozawa with Metalik being the bigger man.
Oh, psych! Mind games from Akira Tozawa.
Beautiful punch right to the jaw.
Back press, hooks the leg. Metalik able to again escape the pinning predicament. And now frustration may be setting in for Akira Tozawa, representing Dragon Gate in Japan. And with all due respect to rapper and host LL Cool J in Japan, Daniel, it is LL Cool DG because the ladies love Dragon Gate. It's amazing how many women attend Dragon Gate events. And there's Tozawa, basement drop kick. Gran Metalik barely stirring in the corner.
Yeah. Tozawa needs to get him out of the corner if he wants to pin him.
Metalik sidestep, super kick by Gran Metalik. Oh, the agility and the drop kick off the second rope.
Beautiful misdirection by Gran Metalik.
Shooting star. And Metalik kicks out.
Tozawa barely able to kick out there.
We're 10 minutes into this match, scheduled for 30 minutes. There's a reason that Gran Metalik has been called El Rey de las Cuerdas, the king of the ropes. We just saw an example. Reversal on the Irish whip, there's another one. Springboard back elbow by Gran Metalik, goes for the cover. This could be, no.
Yeah, Metalik uses the ropes as a great diversionary tactic. He uses it as misdirection the way he used it in the corner and the ropes just now. Uses it for the springboard back elbow.
Oh, now setting him up for what could be the Metalik driver, well scouted by Tozawa. Back elbow escape, sunset flip, roll through by Tozawa. Back press, hooks a leg. Man, Tozawa, Gran Metalik, what a way to kick off the quarterfinal round of the first ever WWE Cruiserweight Classic.
Absolutely, they just keep getting closer and closer to pinning each other. Metalik went for that Metalik driver on Tozawa. Tozawa able to escape, but now with a big bicycle kick.
Saito suplex in there. Tozawa back press, hooks the inside leg, and again, Metalik just kicks out. And look, I mean, a picture tells 1,000 words. The frustration written all over his face.
Yeah, he just bicycle kicked Metalik right in the draw, followed it up with a great back suplex, landing Gran Metalik right on his head, and still couldn't put him away.
The crowd behind Akira Tozawa, he's firing himself up. Oh, and he just walks right into the super kick of Gran Metalik. And Metalik using his environment, the agility and the drop kick again. Metalik turning the tables on Akira Tozawa.
Sends him to the floor. Tozawa's in
Clear
danger
for
here.
takeoff! Brio Metalik! Mamma mia! What a move, the springboard tope con hero that he calls Brio Metalik. Will it bring him victory tonight?
He needs to get Tozawa in the ring if he wants to capitalize. I think he's spending a little too much time on the floor here.
It's been a grueling affair. Again, nearing the midpoint of this 30-minute time limit with a semi-final spot at stake. Metalik going all the way to the top turnbuckle. In a supine position is Tozawa. The moonsault lands on his feet and runs right into the boot of Tozawa. Back press, hooks the leg.
Double boots right to the face of Gran Metalik. I'm surprised he kicked out of that. The impact that he landed on Tozawa's feet.
Daniel, you have found yourself in similar positions, I'm sure. How do you just reset? How do you just clean the slate knowing you've come so close and still need to do more?
I mean, you just got to keep pushing forward, especially in a tournament format like this where you lose. If you lose, you're out.
And look at the risks they are willing to take. Corner mount by Tozawa. No, he's going all the way to the top.
Going for that superplex.
with a shot to the side of the face. And they're exchanging some stiff kicks, and he got caught with that kick.
Tozawa crouched on the top rope. What's Metalik gonna do here?
Hurricanrana by Gran Metalik. Back press hooks the leg, and Tozawa still kicks out.
Look at the crowd. They are on their feet. The Cruiserweight Classic just keeps getting better and better with each match.
The action in fuego. The crowd electric. This is the WWE Cruiserweight Classic. Oh, misses with the tornado kick. Backdoor escape by.
Oh, German suplex!
Oh, the Gran Metalik lands on his feet. Snap German suplex by Tozawa.
The speed on that German suplex is what makes it so devastating.
We are at the midpoint of this quarterfinal contest. Deadlift! The power, the strength,
That's gotta be it!
suplex with the bridge, and Gran Metalik escapes.
Wow! That's how Tozawa beat both Kenneth Johnson and Jack Gallagher.
The crowd chanting CWC. The Cruiserweight Classic continues to deliver incredible action.
Going
Yes,
back
it
to the
is.
German suplex. I think trying to cross his arms
Nope,
here.
he's looking for the package, German. He's got him up. Nope. Look at Gran Metalik standing switch now into the fireman's carry. Metalik driver! Metalik driver! Oh my God, what a match! Gran Metalik garners victory. And he's off to the semifinals, Daniel. Wow.
Wow, what a great way to kick off the
You're telling me.
quarterfinals.
You said it at the very first show. WWE scoured the planet for the top 32 cruiserweights. Here we kick off the Elite Eight, and you can see why both Gran Metalik and Akira Tozawa made it to this point.
Yeah, you can see the heartbreak on Tozawa's face right now. Watch this, the misdirection of the drop kick. Nobody uses the ropes like Metalik. Look at this, he takes it to the sky. Huge dive.
A Brioto Metalik.
Too many risks though, look at this moonsault. Boots right to the face by Tozawa. Nearly gets the 3 count here. Tozawa's coming back strong. Here's that German suplex. Metalik lands on his face, but then German suplexes Metalik right on his head. Here he goes for the arms closed German suplex. Then Metalik counters right into the Metalik driver, one of the most dangerous moves in the tournament. And he gets the 3 count.
And let's go to Mike Rome for the official announcement.
Here is your winner, Gran Metalik! The following contest is a quarterfinal match scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Making his way to the ring, representing the United States, weighing in at 157 pounds, the Brian Kendrick!
There may be something in the stars for the Brian Kendrick. The veteran still alive in the tournament. And he survived an early onslaught from Tony Nese.
Look at the power of Tony Nese here. And here's the veteran maneuver, moving out of the 450 splash right into the bully choke.
A career that has been filled with peaks and valleys, trials and tribulations. You and Brian Kendrick faced each other in your respective first matches. You've had a legendary career. Kendrick, he's fallen by the wayside and yet given this opportunity now in this tournament?
I don't think that Brian Kendrick has fallen by the wayside. I think he's fallen out of the spotlight. He's as good as ever and as hungry as ever.
This has to be the match of his life.
And his opponent, representing Japan, weighing in at 189 pounds, Kota Ibushi!
The preeminent cruiserweight on the planet, Kota Ibushi. The prohibitive favorite in this tournament tore the house down against Cedric Alexander to advance to this quarterfinal contest. Hey, he's 34 years of age, and let's not forget, he has a surgically repaired neck.
That's right. You know, I've dealt with numerous neck injuries. They can be tough when you're coming back from them.
Gentlemen, we discussed the rules in the back. With that being said, do you guys have any questions? No? No? All right, let's shake hands. Guys, make sure you guys protect yourselves at all times. Back it up, wait for the bell.
One fall, 30-minute time limit, the Wizard of Odd, Brian Kendrick, the Golden Star, Kota Ibushi.
Ring the bell!
Who is going to advance to the Final Four. Now, you've already made it clear, your choice is Brian Kendrick. Talk about what it's going to take for him to pick up this pivotal victory.
Well, you know, first he has to stay away from Kota Ibushi's kicks. Kota Ibushi is one of the hardest kickers in professional wrestling, regardless of weight class.
And already Brian Kendrick wants to bring Kota Ibushi to his domain. I think Brian Kendrick realizes that at this stage of his career, that maybe he can't go hold for hold, move for move with Kota Ibushi. He has to brawl him. He has to outsmart him.
Yeah, Brian has already said he's willing to do whatever it takes to win. He just blew a kiss at Kota Ibushi.
And
I think just trying to wind him up.
Already mind games on display, but he's paying for those mind games here with the punishing attack from Kota Ibushi.
Look at those body shots. Oh, and there's Brian right with that waist lock.
Standing switch by Ibushi, back elbow by Kendrick. Oh, and there's a roundhouse kick. He couldn't avoid that one, Daniel.
Here we are less than a minute into the match, and Ibushi's already hit his first kick. Brian being smart, rolling to the floor.
The crowd behind Kota Ibushi, who loves to take to the sky. Golden Triangle moonsault, Mamma Mia!
Brian grabbing his trap there. You know, we talk about Ibushi's neck. I almost wonder if Ibushi landed on Brian's neck right there, the way he's grabbing his trap.
An electrifying start for Kota Ibushi, who nailed Kendrick with the Golden Triangle moonsault. Let's take another look. This is why Kota Ibushi is considered the best. Wow. Flattened Kendrick, but Kendrick rolling out of the ring, and again the veteran doing whatever it takes, buying himself some time here.
Brian is so smart. He is so ring savvy.
And he needs to be against a guy like Ibushi, who has dominated the scene in Japan, and there's Kendrick now. Wow, and there's the veteran. Look at this.
Trapping his foot in the guardrail.
He's trying to pick up a count-out win.
He's trying to get a count-out win.
And Ibushi able to escape. So again, Kendrick doing anything he can to win. Springboard drop kick. Missile drop kick by Ibushi. And he goes for the cover. Kendrick kicks out. Man, Kendrick already tasting the hard-hitting offensive arsenal of Kota Ibushi.
Yeah, he's a little behind the 8 ball here. This is not the kind of match that Brian wants to wrestle against Kota Ibushi. The kick to the leg there. Oh,
And he might not have a choice, Daniel.
blistering kick to the chest.
Roundhouse kicks. Oh,
Did you hear that?
chopping down Brian Kendrick.
Come on, Brian. You know, those kicks make it so hard to breathe.
Tip up. Ibushi lands on the apron and sends Kendrick to the apron on the outside. And hard-hitting affair thus far, and really big match experience. Ibushi has defeated the best. Classic encounters with the likes of Shinsuke Nakamura
But look
and AJ
at
Styles.
Bryan.
But
Oh my
Kendrick
gosh!
with the neck breaker over the turnbuckle.
I've never seen that before.
No. And let's take one more look. Brian Kendrick using his environment to try to get the upper hand, targeting that surgically repaired neck. A vicious neck breaker over the turnbuckle. Kota Ibushi needs to beat the count of 10. And he's back up on the apron. Oh, but Kendrick, the veteran, looking for whatever is at his disposal here, going for the cover. Ibushi kicks out.
What a move by Brian Kendrick. And now look at him staying on top of the surgically repaired neck of Kota Ibushi,
Working that cravat.
wrenching it to the side. Beautiful game plan by Brian Kendrick.
Kendrick doing whatever is necessary, did his homework, realizing that Kota Ibushi does have a surgically repaired neck, knowing that potentially he can't out-wrestle Ibushi, going for it, but now Ibushi looking for the body slam, but look at Kendrick, the veteran.
Keeping on that cravat. And look at the way that he's bending his neck.
Kendrick continues to work the cravat. Ibushi.
You know, you have to wonder how Ibushi's going to react to being in this kind of position with his neck in the situation that it's in. He's never been down like this before.
Oh, Sakawa Toshi there by Kendrick. Shades of Minoru Suzuki. What a drop kick by Kota Ibushi. Immediately turning the tables in this matchup.
And more importantly, it buys him some time. Ibushi trying to move that neck around. Brian's got to close the distance.
The crowd split down the middle with chants of Brian Kendrick and Ibushi. Ibushi runs right into the boot of Kendrick. Power slams. Moonsault out of the corner by Ibushi.
Come on, Brian!
And Kendrick kicks out. Kendrick, purely on instinct, able to kick out of that moonsault out of the corner by Kota Ibushi.
Brian is just so crafty, and he has so much heart. We were in a training match, and he broke his finger. He just popped his finger back into place and kept on wrestling.
Lightning quick offense from Ibushi. Standing moonsault, but right into the knees.
Oh, look at that!
Small package by Kendrick. And a super kick to the face by the Brian Kendrick.
And look at Ibushi's neck bend backwards.
And Kendrick doing whatever is necessary. Targeting that surgically repaired neck. Look again at that super kick. Oh, look at the neck snapback.
Both guys having a hard time standing up here. Brian's really putting it all on the line. He's talked about how important this is. This may be his last chance.
These two veterans exchanging forearms.
I'm not sure if exchanging forearms with Ibushi is the smartest thing for Brian to be doing right now.
Daniel, he needs to do anything he can because he realizes that this is
And
his
look,
last
he's going
chance.
for the neck, grabbing the hair of Ibushi.
Oh, and a
Boots
kick
him in the face.
right to the face.
Going for a sliced bread.
Yeah, looking for it, and he lands it.
Come on, Brian.
Kendrick folds him up for a 2 count. He didn't get the fall, but he did hurt Ibushi's neck again with that sliced bread. So Kendrick doing what he has to do, and thus far getting the better of Kota Ibushi.
Getting the better of him, but it's not close enough. We've seen how resilient Kota Ibushi is. Brian really needs to close the door right now.
Sliced bread number 2, known as a Shiranui in Japan, and now Kendrick going all the way Well, he's on the second turnbuckle. Ibushi.
Rear naked choke from the top.
Back elbows from Ibushi. Both of them in a precarious position.
Bryan just trying to get that extra leverage.
Kick by Ibushi, and that topples Kendrick from the top turnbuckle. A desperate move by Kota Ibushi.
But Bryan's still hanging on, not going to the floor.
An epic struggle here. Both Ibushi and Kendrick desperate to make it to the Final Four of the inaugural WWE Cruiserweight Classic. Who will join Gran Metalik?
What's Ibushi gonna do here? And he can't be. Oh my gosh. No. Come on, Bryan. Hold on.
German release suplex by Ibushi. Ibushi struggling to make it to Kendrick. The crowd electric after that German suplex, and Kendrick kicks out. He remains alive in this matchup.
Attaboy, Bryan.
Let's take a look at this incredible German suplex from the outside into the ring by Ibushi.
Off the second rope, Bryan lands right on his neck.
We are 1/3 of the way through, 10 minutes into this matchup, scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. A spot in the semifinals at stake.
Bryan crumpled on the mat right now. You have to wonder how his neck is doing after that German suplex. Look at him just grabbing onto the leg of Kota Ibushi.
Struggling, doing anything necessary to avoid the offense of Kota Ibushi. Doubled over, kicks him right into the arm and the chest. Ibushi
going for that power bomb that he beat both Sean Maluta and Cedric Alexander with, but Bryan lands on his feet.
And again looking for that Sakotoshi. Inverted face lock, takeover, here's
there he goes,
the bully choke!
choke!
The bully choke by Kendrick!
Look at him wrenching back on Ibushi's neck!
In fact, he's turning it into the bulldog choke here now. Kota Ibushi
trying to get some relief.
Yeah, trying to alleviate the pressure. Back up to a vertical base. Well-placed elbow to the midsection. Another one by Ibushi in a clubbing forearm.
Oh, no.
Argentine backbreaker rack.
Burning hammer! Right to the neck, covered now!
Burning hammer by Kendrick! And Ibushi kicks out! One of the greatest ever put on boots, Kenta Kobashi, innovated it, and the burning hammer almost sent Brian Kendrick into the semifinals.
Look at Ibushi's eyes!
Oh, look, and the neck.
Rolled back at that angle. His neck is not supposed to bend that way, especially after the surgery.
Incredible effort here by Brian Kendrick.
This is
Targeting the neck.
Brian's time. This is his moment. Look at him.
7 years of age, a man possessed, a man on a mission. Kendrick realizing that this potentially his last chance to fulfill his destiny, doing whatever it takes.
Clubbing Ibushi in the head.
Oh, and needs that roundhouse kick to the head. Ibushi off the ropes.
Uh-oh, Brian going for body scissors.
Oh!
Kick out, Brian, come on!
And Kendrick does. Ibushi and Kendrick pulling out all the stops.
This is the heart that I'm talking about when I talk about Brian Kendrick. He has more heart than anybody I have ever been in the ring with. Look at him.
And how about Ibushi's heart? Both of them possess Bushido, the way of the warrior. The crowd showing their appreciation. Kota Ibushi looking for the pièce de résistance. Kendrick in a supine position. Phoenix Splash, no wonder in the pool. Kendrick with the bully choke.
Come on! Come on, Brian!
Ibushi.
Head kick! Powerbomb!
And Kota Ibushi with the Golden Star Powerbomb puts away Brian Kendrick. The clock has struck 12 for the Cruiserweight Classics Cinderella.
I'm just heartbroken.
Kota Ibushi with a surgically repaired neck. Yes, he was the tournament favorite, but Brian Kendrick did everything he could, targeting that part of his anatomy and almost pulling off the upset win. Let's take a look at what transpired in this match.
Brian tried everything. He tried to get Kota Ibushi counted out here by tying his foot into the guardrail. This is what changed everything. Brian Kendrick, neck breaker on the exposed steel.
And that, many of us thought could have been it. And look, he even resorted to the sliced bread #2, one of his patented maneuvers.
And Ibushi lands right on his neck and barely able to kick out. I thought Brian had it there. And look at this. German suplex from the outside in, off the second rope. Look at Brian land on his neck. But watch the neck of Kota Ibushi here. Burning hammer, drop
right on his head.
Sideways, right on his head. I thought Brian had it there for sure, but Kota Ibushi kicks out at the very last second. Phoenix Splash misses. Brian with the bully choke. I thought this was it for sure. Wrenching back on that neck. But here Kota Ibushi.
The intestinal fortitude of Kota Ibushi fully on display.
And then with the head kick.
And then the Golden Star Powerbomb. A matchup worthy of the final of the Cruiserweight Classic sees Kota Ibushi advance to the final round. Let's make it official with ring announcer Mike Rome.
Here is your winner, Kota Ibushi! The following contest is a quarterfinals match scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Making his way to the ring, representing England, weighing in at 181 pounds, Zack Sabre Jr.
A man who has earned a reputation as a fierce grappler, guy who's willing to twist whatever limbs he can get his hands on into painful submissions in search of victory, Zack Sabre Jr.
Look at this. Boot overhead throw by Zack Sabre Jr. into the roll-up with the bridge. I thought Zack Sabre Jr. had him here, but Drew Gulak clocked him. And here's the end of the game. Drew Gulak with the most vicious submission, but Zack Sabre Jr. counters with the bridge.
You see why Zack Sabre Jr. is known as the technical wizard.
And his opponents, representing Scotland via Israel, weighing in at 178 pounds, Noam Dar!
The first Israeli-born competitor in a WWE event, but he is representing Scotland, where his family moved when he was 5. He's known as the Scottish Supernova. Noam Dar, a huge Oasis fan.
Yeah, what an incredible job by Noam Dar of picking a focus and sticking with it.
Noam Dar working on the left knee of Ho Ho Lung.
We talk about the technical proficiency of Zack Sabre Jr. Noam Dar won each of his matches with a knee bar. Let's see if he can submit Zack Sabre Jr. here.
Defeated Herb Sira and Ho Ho Lung to get to the quarterfinals of the Cruiserweight Classic. Again, two individuals that have known each other for 8 years. Dar met Zack Sabre Jr. when he was 14. in a garage in Scotland. The garage was where they were training. They faced each other many times. They are close friends, but as we saw with Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa earlier in the tournament, sometimes that brings out the best and worst out of each other.
Absolutely.
All right, gentlemen, you're both aware of the rules that we discussed in the back. Is there any questions from either of you? Questions, referee? Okay, men, let's shake hands. All right, guys, let's back it up. Here we go.
Set for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. The victor will head to the semifinals. The bell goes and we are underway. What do you look for early?
Well, I'm interested to see what Noam Dar does with Zack Sabre Jr. because Zack Sabre Jr. had a big hand in training Noam Dar. So he knows a lot of Zack's tricks. Zack's so quick there to get away from the single leg.
Some amateur grappling there. As Zack Sabre Jr. doing a good job of riding Noam Dar, trying to maintain dominant position. Does have a height and reach advantage here over Noam Dar, and this with the double collar tie, bringing Dar right down to the mat.
Yeah, using leverage there. And the mat is really Zack Sabre Jr.'s playground. That's where he really excels. I think if Noam Dar really wants to win, he's going to have to do more high-impact offense and stay off the mat.
Zack Sabre Jr. started training at the age of 14. Noam Dar started at 15.
Yeah, I think there's something wrong maybe with Noam Dar's ears. I don't know if he's getting cuffed there by Zack Sabre Jr.'s vice-like grip on his head.
Ankle pick by Zack Sabre Jr.
Really leaning in deep to the knee just to get to the headlock. One of the things that I really appreciate about Zack is he uses a lot of misdirection. He goes for the leg to get to the head, just like we saw there.
Zack Sabre Jr. looking for that straight jacket. Also known as the Japanese stranglehold, and Zack Sabre Jr. wearing down Noam Dar early in this contest, representing, well, both of them representing the proud United Kingdom heritage when it comes to professional wrestling. So many legendary practitioners, including William Regal, the late great British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith, the Dynamite Kid, Fit Finlay, and so many others, Daniel.
Oh, did you see Noam Dar there grinding his head into Zack Sabre Jr.'s face?
I think Noam Dar wanting to play some mind games as he takes out the left knee with a drop kick. And I think this is Noam Dar's way of trying to get into the head of Zack Sabre Jr., knowing that they do know each other so well, have trained together, have competed against each other, and knowing that the press clippings always are about Zack Sabre Jr., Noam Dar doing whatever it takes to try to gain the upper hand.
Oh, but look at that reversal from Zack Sabre Jr. He is so technically sound.
Nice takedown by Dar, but immediately the crossface by Zack Sabre Jr. Of course, Dar known for that Champagne Super knee bar, again influenced by his affinity for Oasis, and now working on that left leg, softening it up. So some good ground wrestling here by Noam Dar.
Yeah, Noam Dar being really aggressive here. I like that. You know, Zack Sabre Jr., he likes to think of this as a chess match. You know, he tries to think 2 moves ahead all the time, but he always says you can't be emotional in a chess match. Oh, look at that big stomp to the arm.
And of course, Zack Sabre Jr. loves to target the arm, always paying homage to Jim Breaks of World of Sport fame. We've seen him with the ode to Jim Breaks, the Jim Breaks armbar.
Yeah, he is very proud of his British heritage. Look at him.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
right on cue.
Bending the wrist. Honestly, your arm is just not meant to bend that way.
Oh! Dar runs right into the back elbow of Zack Sabre Jr. And this time, Dar takes Zack Sabre Jr. off the turnbuckle with a drop kick. So it's Sabre Jr. targeting the arms of Dar, while Dar targets the legs of Zack Sabre Jr. We shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, Noam Dar has done a very good job of targeting Zack Sabre Jr.'s leg. Look at him here grinding the ankle.
Yep, great finding that leg. All a precursor to what he hopes will be a knee bar as Zack Sabre Jr. trying to kick him off.
Yeah, those are hard kicks to the head. You can see Noam Dar making the adjustment, getting out of the way. Almost kicked him in the head there.
Oh, and just wrenching on that arm is Zack Sabre Jr.
Zack Sabre Jr. is very good at attacking the arm from anywhere. You think he's down, and all of a sudden he'll grab your arm out of nowhere and wrench it over his shoulder just like he did there.
European uppercut by Zack Sabre Jr. Both possess a cerebral approach to professional wrestling, and there's sunset flip, but Zack Sabre Jr. knees down. Reversal by Dar. Jackknife cover, another reversal by Dar. So
that was really close for Noam Dar. He almost got the 3 count there. What a surprise that would have been.
Dar's favorite wrestler, the late great Eddie Guerrero. The reversal here by Zack Sabre Jr. into the corner. Oh! The southpaw delivering an uppercut.
Whoa!
Oh, looking for that half Nelson suplex with a bridge! And a 2 count for Zack Sabre Jr.
Beautiful bridge by Zack Sabre Jr. I'm actually surprised he was able to get that kind of power on it with the damage done to his legs so far. You can see him hobbling a little bit earlier.
Dar avoids the penalty kick, takes Sabre Jr. off of his feet one more time. Oh, and Enziguri from the southpaw. Fisherman suplex by Dar. Goes for the cover, back press, hooks the leg. Sabre kicks out.
Yeah, Noam Dar is doing an excellent job. He can't get frustrated here, though. He's in there with one of the best technical wrestlers in the world. You got to know how tough Zack Sabre Jr. is. They've wrestled each other a lot. He knows what Zack Sabre Jr.'s strengths and how tough he is, but he's got to persevere here. He's done a really good job damaging Zack Sabre Jr.'s leg.
Yeah, based on age alone, Zack Sabre with more experience, 28. Dar just turning 23. Dar again going to work on that left leg. Oh, an up kick from Zack Sabre, another one, trying to alleviate the pressure. But now it's Dar just putting the sole of his boot into the throat of Zack Sabre.
Stepping on his throat. Oh, grabbing him by the jaw now.
So a mat-based attack of Noam Dar, but he is feeling the effects. That left arm is injured.
And that's what I was talking about earlier, the ability of Zack Sabre Jr. to attack somebody's arm from anywhere.
Oh, full Nelson, drop down by Dar. Roll through, a quick escape by Zack Sabre. There's the PK, a la Katsuri Shibata. Lateral press doesn't hook the leg. And Dar able to kick out.
But did you see his leg almost give out there on the penalty kick?
Let's take another look at that PK, and boom! And you're right.
But look at how his left leg gave out there. He didn't get near the power on that penalty kick as he wanted.
Both of them showing the effects of their foils attack again. Very good friends outside of the ring, but both of them know what's at stake. A prime spot in the final 4. Zack Sabre coming up looking for the guillotine with the body scissors, and there's that ode to Jim Breaks. Well scouted by Dar, and look at the strength of Noam Dar.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you know somebody so well. Another kick to the knee. You know, and those kicks to the front of the knee are...
And he landed on that bad knee on the apron. Bicycle kick right to the face by Dar. High risk. Tope Suicida by the Scottish Supernova.
And look at this, he's getting him right back into the ring. Smart move by Noam Dar, not letting him rest on the floor.
And look at Zack Sabre Jr. really nursing that left knee, proving to be a problem, and Noam Dar trying to add some blood flow to that left arm. Both of them nursing injuries here in this pivotal contest.
Yeah, I think Noam Dar is taking too much time.
Drop kick to the corner. Down goes Sabre. Dar with the lateral press. Oh! And Zack Sabre Jr. able to lift that right shoulder just in the nick of time. What a grueling quarterfinal matchup we are witnessing.
Yeah, it almost looked like Zack Sabre Jr.'s trap seized up on him there after that drop kick. And he is still having problems with that left leg.
Dar saw Brock Lesnar on SmackDown when he was 11 years old, immediately became hooked, wanting to become a professional wrestler, and now at the age of 23, one victory away from the semifinals, but the octopus stretch here by Zack Sabre Jr.
But Noam Dar escapes by attacking the knee.
And we've reached the midpoint.
Oh, jumping triangle!
Excuse me, the 10-minute mark. This is scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit here in the quarterfinals. There's that knee bar.
He countered the triangle right into the knee bar. Zack Sabre Jr.'s in trouble here.
Reversal, and again looking for that knee bar is Noam Dar, and again that's that injured left leg. How much pain can Zack Sabre Jr. withstand?
But
He immediately
goes right to the arm bar. These guys going back and forth.
backdoor escape by Zack Sabre Jr. Looking for the camel clutch. Now, prawn hold with the bridge.
Oh!
And a near fall for Zack Sabre Jr. Remember, our first two rounds were one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Here in the quarterfinals, it's one fall with a 30-minute time limit. They've passed the 10-minute mark.
Yeah, this has been a grueling match for both men.
And good sign and show of respect from the educated crowd here at Full Sail Live, heavily invested into the strategy. Dar looking at his friend saying, you know what, my time is now. I have you where I want you. Oh, but he runs right into that European uppercut.
Yeah, Zack's leg is really bothering him though. Look at, oh my gosh, jumping European. No,
Right in the
catches him.
backside. Oh, and Zack Sabre Jr. just able to kick out. So close, Daniel.
Wow, really impressed with the technique of Noam Dar to catch Zack Sabre Jr. out of the air from that European uppercut.
Noam Dar trying to build some momentum, but it is becoming a war of attrition here in this quarterfinal matchup in the inaugural WWE Cruiserweight Classic, representing the United Kingdom. Two of the best, and you could see there trying to punch Zack Sabre Jr. Not a lot of pop on those strikes.
But he was getting some pops on those strikes.
Right into that cross arm breaker. Oh, but the reversal. And again, Sabre Jr.
But keeps the armbar. Looks, he's kept the armbar. Noam Dar trying to block it.
Again,
He
reversing
flips
it.
him over there. He's got it
Yes.
straight.
And look at the ring presence, the ring IQ of Noam Dar to know where he was able to get that rope break.
And Zack Sabre Jr. lets go of the hold right away.
Zack Sabre Jr., a man who has, well, forced the likes of AJ Styles to tap out. AJ Styles having one of the best years in sports entertainment, and Zack Sabre Jr. missing with that double knee drop. And again, these two know each other oh so well. It's gonna come down to that critical error, Daniel.
Landing knee first right on the mat, and he doesn't wear knee pads. And back to the knee.
And a high-risk maneuver coming from Noam Dar, wanting to put the finishing touches.
Oh my
Double
gosh!
stomp right on that left leg into the thigh area.
Noam Dar needs to attack right now. Rolling
There it
knee
is.
bar.
Looking for the knee bar. Will Zack Sabre tap? It would have to be considered an upset if he does. Reaching out for that bottom rope.
And Noam Dar kicking him in the back, trying to keep him from grabbing the rope.
23 years of age, Noam Dar looking for the biggest win of his career here in the Cruiserweight Classic, continues to tenderize that left leg with those kicks.
And now going back to the knee
Oh,
bar.
and they both fall to the outside. And that's not going to do any of them favors, Daniel.
No, it also looked like Zack Sabre Jr. landed hard on his elbow. You can see the ref checking him there. I wonder if he hyperextended his elbow there on the fall to the floor.
So a major problem for Zack Sabre Jr. Not only is his knee compromised, but now having to nurse an elbow injury, both of them on the left side. That's an area you know Noam Dar wants to take advantage of. But how much has he been hurt?
Yeah.
They have a count of 10 to get back to the ring. And remember, if it's a double count out, they're both bounced from this
Noam Dar
tournament.
needs to get in the ring.
And he does.
Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh, just in the nick of time. Wow. High drama here at the Cruiserweight Classic.
That was a really close call for Zack Sabre Jr.
But now you have to wonder, well, I guess the answer's right there. Because of their friendship, is Noam Dar going to try to exploit that left arm? And he does, wrenching the arm right to the canvas. And we are officially at the midpoint. Oh, double knee drop to the arm.
Yeah, I almost questioned Noam Dar's strategy here, though. He's been going after the leg the entire match. And I know Zack Sabre Jr.'s leg is hurt.
And he's going after the arm now, so you think he should continue to attack the leg?
Yeah, especially when he's finished 2 of his opponents with the knee bar.
Big boot from Zack Sabre. Bicycle kick from Dar.
Whoa! Look at that counter!
Version of the Rings of Saturn, and now...
Oh my gosh!
His left arm been compromised. He's using his legs.
Oh my gosh!
And Dar forced to submit. Unbelievable sequence here of Zack Sabre Jr. using whatever's at his disposal. I've never seen him do the move like that.
I haven't either. I think that's because his arm was hurt so badly. He was forced to just use his legs. Talk about the technical proficiency of Zack Sabre Jr. to be able to think on his feet like that.
A master class in technical professional wrestling. Zack Sabre Jr. The story, the knee, and the attack of Noam Dar.
Yeah, Noam Dar had a great game plan going after the knee of Zack Sabre Jr. all along. Look at the kick here. Dropping Zack Sabre Jr. to the apron. Here Zack is slapping Noam Dar to the face. Flying armbar. Noam Dar goes for the quick roll-up. Nearly gets it. But Zack keeps the armbar. And look at this. The double stomp right to the knee. I thought it was it there. He turned his attention to the arm, though, and Zack Sabre Jr. is such a masterful counter wrestler. Look at this, using his legs.
For the double armbar.
It looked like he dislocated Noam Dar's shoulder.
Let's get the official decision from our ring announcer, Mike Rome.
Here is your winner by submission, Zack Sabre Jr. Making his way to the ring, representing Mexico, weighing in at 175 pounds, Gran Metalik!
Gran Metalik has exhibited a scintillating display of his lucha libre skills in this, the inaugural WWE Cruiserweight Classic. He beat Alejandro Saiz in the first round, the veteran Yoshihiro Tajiri in the second round, and then he bounced Akira Tozawa out of the semifinals.
Yeah, he's known for his high flying, but the move that has won him all of his matches is the Metalik driver, where he puts his opponent on his shoulders and drives their head straight down to the mat.
Of course, he's in the semifinals right now. He ousted Tozawa in the quarters.
And his opponent, representing England, weighing in at 181 pounds, Zack Sabre Jr.
Zack Sabre Jr. eyeing the prize, the majestic Cruiserweight Classic trophy. No less an authority than One of the top stars in sports entertainment, new WWE Universal Champion Kevin Owens has thrown his support behind Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah, and how could you not? He is one of the best technical wrestlers in the world, regardless of weight class, and we've seen that in every single one of his matches thus far in the Cruiserweight Classic.
He defeated Tyson Dukes in the opening round, Drew Gulak in the second round, Noam Dar, one of his best friends, in the quarterfinals. Here comes the final referee instructions.
Here we go, gentlemen. We discussed the rules in the back. With that being said, do you guys have any questions? No? All right, so let's shake hands, guys. All right, back it up. Hands up, touch stuff at all times, right for the bell. Ring the bell.
The bell, one fall with a 30-minute time limit and a lightning quick start by Gran Metalik. Tope con Hero, Mamma Mia!
He is not wasting any time. What a great strategy by Metalik. He wants to get into the finals with as little damage as possible.
Tremendous strategy!
Oh my
Springboard
gosh!
senton bomb! Gran Metalik looking for the quick pin! Wow, Zack Sabre Jr. is shell-shocked!
Immediately put on the defensive.
And Zack Sabre Jr. trying to catch his breath. As, well, Gran Metalik leaving us all breathless.
Yeah, he took it to the air early.
Oh, comes back with a counter forearm smash. Oh, and there's that European uppercut from Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh my gosh!
Using the real estate to his advantage and again trying to catch his breath after that torrid start by Gran Metalik. Nothing like the element of surprise.
That's right. I loved what Gran Metalik tried there. Tried to get a very quick victory over Zack Sabre Jr. But now Zack is attacking his neck.
And if it weren't for the mask and even that, you might be introducing him to some cauliflower ears. An electric crowd here at Full Sail Live.
The interesting thing in comparing these two, as I said earlier, Gran Metalik pinned everybody with the same move, the Metalik driver. Zack Sabre Jr., on the other hand, beat each of his opponents with different moves. He beat Tyson Dukes with a Jim Breaks armbar. Look at that reverse cravat. The way he's bending his neck against his forearm.
Yeah, the cravat employed by Zack Sabre Jr. snapmare. And now puts him in the head scissors. Oh, and really working on the neck. And it looked like, oh, for a moment there, I thought Gran Metalik was tapping.
Yeah. But see, this is one of the great things about Zack Sabre Jr. He knows so many different ways to beat you. Look at him stretching back Gran Metalik's leg. He's bending in the ways that the body's not meant to bend.
Yeah, and he has slowed the early momentum of Gran Metalik. Who needs bending it like Beckham when you can bend it like Zack Sabre Jr. here in the Cruiserweight Classic? And again, back to the cravat. Full Sail Live seems to be firmly behind Gran Metalik. Flying head scissors take over.
See, this is where it gets interesting. As soon as there's separation, Gran Metalik starts taking the advantage. When they stay close together and it's grounded, Zack Sabre Jr. usually is ripping something apart of Gran Metalik.
I never even got an opportunity to ask you for your major keys in this matchup. And say, I mean, it was such a quick start. So what are you looking for from each of these world-class athletes?
I think Zack Sabre Jr. has to keep it on the mat. Obviously, Gran Metalik wants space. He wants to fly. He wants to do what he does best.
Oh, blocks that roundhouse kick. Gran Metalik now steps through.
Oh, but
And
look
he
at the
shows-
submission.
He shows Zack Sabre Jr. that he's a submission technician in his own right.
Zack able to escape. You know, Lucha Libre is known for its high flying, but they also have amazing, innovative, painful submission maneuvers.
Well, Corey Guerrero was the first to use what we now know as the camel clutch. The Rito Romero special, the inverted surfboard stretch. So you're right, handspring, backflip by Metalik.
Oh, look at that!
Wow!
A dragon sleeper.
Yeah, modified dragon sleeper with the arm.
getting more torque by clasping his hands behind his back.
And of course, Tatsumi Fujinami, the legendary Puroresu practitioner, the innovator of the Dragon Sleeper. Zack Sabre Jr. trying to slow things down, picking up the aggression a bit, but man, he's still, I think, trying to catch his first win, let alone his second.
Yeah, you talk about the aggressiveness of Zack Sabre Jr., and you can tell that he's increased the viciousness here. Like the first couple rounds, he almost seemed like he was toying with his opponents. He is not toying with Gran Metalik here because he knows the importance of this match.
You've been on the receiving end of a few European uppercuts. What does it feel like, Daniel?
I mean, it can just knock the wind out of you, and especially with the impact that Zack Sabre Jr. delivers it with. And look at him grinding the forearm against Gran Metalik's neck. Stepping over him. Zack Sabre Jr. is fantastic at using leverage.
Looking for that octopus stretch with both arms, but now...
Metalik making a wise move, getting to his feet.
They're both struggling for position. They each have scouted each other throughout the tournament, I'm sure. Nice kip up there by Gran Metalik. Oh, and a running Yakuza kick to Gran Metalik. Oh!
Zack Sabre Jr. is fired up. Oh my gosh!
But there's the great equalizer. Kick to the face.
Reverse sling blade.
Shooting star press by Gran Metalik, and he almost put away Zack Sabre Jr. Of course, the shooting star press innovative by one of the legendary cruiserweights.
Look at the super kick here. Gran Metalik catching him unaware.
Drop to hold by Gran Metalik. Looking for La Magistral cradle. Oh, beautifully countered by Zack Sabre Jr. Wow, what a rapid-fire human chess match we are seeing in the first of our two semifinals. Shoulders down.
Metalik with another submission here. He's almost got like a hammerlock combined with a head scissors. Almost like a triangle.
Roll up, and Zack Sabre Jr. kicks out.
These two guys are knocking the tar out of each other.
They are lighting each other up like Kid Cudi lit up Twitter.
Oh, look at the tilt-the-world guillotine by Zack Sabre Jr.
Body scissors employed. Oh! In the open guard of Zack Sabre Jr., Gran Metalik with some ground and pound, but turns it into a Boston Crab.
Great counter.
Shoulders are down. And Gran Metalik garners a 2 count. History being made tonight on the WWE Network as we will crown the first ever WWE Cruiserweight Classic Tournament champion. The victor will be awarded that majestic trophy.
Oh my gosh!
They're taking it to the trenches now.
Look at the viciousness of Zack Sabre Jr.
No more blinding each other with science. Oh! Running lariat by Gran Metalik.
The impact of that clothesline. That will knock the wind out of you if it doesn't knock your teeth out.
Yeah, do more than just dent your dentures. That's the kind of shot that can rearrange your DNA as this highly competitive affair continues. Again, one fall, 30-minute time limit.
Look at the clothesline. It looked like it hit Zack Sabre Jr. right in the jaw.
My SmackDown Live broadcast partner, JBL, appreciates clotheslines like that. Super kick by Metalik. It grazed off the side of Zack Sabre's head. Springboard back elbow. Cover. Wow. Talk about adjustments Zack Sabre Jr. has to make.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to get Metalik to the ground if he wants to win this. This is the kind of style that favors Metalik. They have been non-stop action almost this entire match.
Gran Metalik made his pro debut at age 17. Oh, right into the European uppercut.
Penalty kick!
Wow! And Zack Sabre with the Katsuyori Shibata-inspired PK, but he still can get only a 2. We saw a glimpse of why Gran Metalik is known as El Rey de las Cuerdas, the king of the ropes.
Check out this kick to the chest. I don't know how deep we are into the match, but these guys are finally just now slowing down.
Amazing, and whatever you may think you know about the cruiserweights, well, you don't, because the cruiserweights are capable, as you know, Daniel, of being at the highest level at various styles and disciplines.
Yeah, we've seen it all in this match alone. Look at the hard hitting here.
Paintbrushing Gran Metalik, there's a European uppercut. Jumps up for the lateral press. My goodness. Conditioning is paramount. We are 10 minutes in to what is already becoming a memorable contest between Gran Metalik and Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah, they're really laying it all on the line here tonight. It makes you think what kind of shape either of these guys are going to be in if they get to the finals.
And that is a very salient point. The victor, well, he has to wrestle again tonight. Half Nelson slam. Oh, and running boot by Gran Metalik.
Misdirection by Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh,
Submission, this is what he needs to do. Octopus.
he's looking for the octopus stretch with 2 arms.
Zack Sabre Jr. has won 2 of his matches with 2 different submissions.
Gran Metalik trying to make it to the ropes where he fortuitously does.
I wonder if it was more him just falling into the ropes there than actually being able to guide himself.
Wow. Both of them breathing deeply, breathing laboriously. And the more fatigue that sets in, the more chance that you will make a mistake, right, Daniel?
Yeah, the more tired you get, the more likely you are to make errors. And Gran Metalik especially, the last thing you want to do with Zack Sabre Jr. is make an error on the mat.
Well, Zack Sabre Jr. hanging out in Gran Metalik's area code.
He's got the cravat on the top rope. He can only hold that for a count of 4.
Metalik with a right hand into the floating rib. Oh! And Zack Sabre Jr. almost had his egg scrambled there, and Gran Metalik!
Holy cow!
This is the WWE Cruiserweight Classic. Springboard!
Into the triangle! Into an arm submission!
Gran Metalik almost. It looked again, but he's putting up a finger, letting the referee know he is not going to tap. His energy being expended. Beautiful. Pitting predicament here with a bridge. Incredible stuff from Zack Sabre Jr., representing the United Kingdom and Mexico's Gran Metalik. Oh, Metalik driver! Metalik driver! Metalik driver propels Gran Metalik to the final!
There was a hot start by Gran Metalik. Look at him, starting off with his dive. Taking it to the air right away. Then here's the springboard into the senton. Nearly ended it in under a minute. And here's the penalty kick by Zack Sabre Jr. Zack Sabre brought an increased viciousness to this match, which I thought was the right move. Watch him catch Metalik here. Into the triangle. He added the arm submission. But then Metalik had the wherewithal to get some leverage and then flip over into a pin. And there's Zack Sabre Jr. going for the European uppercut. Gran Metalik catches him out of the air and hits the Metalik driver.
With the official decision, let's go to ring announcer Mike Rome.
Here is your winner, who is advancing to the finals of the Cruiserweight Classic, Gran Metalik! The following contest is a semi-final match in the Cruiserweight Classic scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Making his way to the ring, representing Japan, weighing in at 189 pounds, Kota Ibushi!
The Golden Star, Kota Ibushi, conquered the Cruiserweight division in his native Japan, a three-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. What makes him so special, Daniel?
I mean, there's so many things, but I think the predominant thing are his kicks. His kicks will crush your ribs. He's defeated each of his opponents with a powerbomb, and each time he preceded it with a kick to the head. His kicks are some of the most devastating in all of the wrestling world.
Ibushi beat Sean Maluta in the first round, Cedric Alexander in the second, and then, in an emotional matchup, bounced Brian Kendrick out of the quarterfinals.
And his opponent, representing the Philippines, weighing in at 167 pounds, TJ Perkins!
Started training at the tender age of 13. He has his sights set on the ultimate prize, the Cruiserweight Classic Trophy. He knows what trials and tribulations are about, Daniel. In pursuit of his dream, he was once homeless, but because of his perseverance and commitment, he is now one win away from vying for the Cruiserweight Classic Trophy.
That's right, and he knows that he's the underdog and that everybody thinks Kota Ibushi is going to the finals, but he has been tweeting all week, hashtag do what they say you can't. He's been doing that his entire career.
He told WWE CWE's official Facebook page that, yeah, like you said, Daniel, he knows he's not the favorite, but tonight, he is going to do this for the people who choose to believe in him and to prove to everyone that he can indeed be the best cruiserweight on the planet.
In the center, TJ. All right, gentlemen, you're both aware of the rules that we discussed in the back. Do either of you have any questions? All right, man, let's shake hands. All right, back it up.
Intense handshake. There is mutual respect, but the stakes, they couldn't be higher. 18-year veteran TJ Perkins, 12-year veteran Kota Ibushi, one fall with a 30-minute time limit. The winner will face Gran Metalik to determine the first Cruiserweight Classic Tournament champion.
It's interesting to see the difference in starts between this match and the Gran Metalik match. Each of them a little more tentative here. Oh, look at that. TJ Perkins checked the kick.
And
he's one of the first people to even try that with Ibushi.
Ibushi, a karateka before getting involved And Puroresu now the go behind by TJ Perkins.
That was a smart move by Perkins.
Oh, standing switch by Kota Ibushi, but Perkins turns right into him and now finds himself along the ropes where he anticipates a clean break, but again, checks the kick, but you know, Daniel, that that's going to take its toll regardless.
It will take its toll, but it's very smart of TJ Perkins. He knows the danger in Ibushi's kicks, and he's making sure he tries to block him. It's fascinating how the crowd is split here. Half of them cheering for TJP, half of them cheering for Ibushi.
Ibushi employing the hammerlock, side headlock now by Perkins as he escapes as they jockey for position along the ropes. They'll have a count of 5 to break. Well, oh, and again well scouted by Perkins.
Oh, he's going for the knee
going
bar.
for that knee bar. And a quick escape by Kota Ibushi.
Smart tactics though by TJP. He's looking for those kicks, he's identifying them, and he's going for the knee bar. TJP beat DeMac, Johnny Gargano, and Rich Swann all with his knee bar.
Side wrist lock employed by TJP. Ibushi looking for the reversal. And an interesting start to this matchup. Of course, TJ Perkins known for taking it to the skies. Kota Ibushi, as you mentioned, Daniel, known for his hard-hitting offensive attack, but he can also take it to the airwaves. And look at that beautiful counter by TJ Perkins. Jumps right into the lateral press for a 2 count.
See, and we've seen TJP do that before, and usually after that, he does a little dab. You notice he's not dabbing tonight because he knows he's in the ring with the best in the world.
Well, as long as they don't twerk like Antonio Brown and the Steelers, we'll be okay. Ibushi, oh, and he drives that kick right into the sternum of TJ Perkins. The momentum coming off the ropes, adding to the impact.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how TJ Perkins responds to the first kick of Kota Ibushi. Look at this kick. You can just hear the impact.
We talk about Ibushi's decorated career in Japan. Springboard missile drop kick sends Perkins all the way to the outside of the ring. Ibushi defeated the likes of Finn Balor twice and Low-Ki to win those prestigious titles. Fans here. Oh, looking for the golden triangle moonsault, but it was well scouted by Perkins.
And did you see the way Ibushi landed on the floor? He landed almost right on his head. And we've talked about this before. In his last match 2 weeks ago against Brian Kendrick attacked the neck viciously. Watch this, he's going for the triangle moonsault. TJP kicks his legs out, and look at him land right on his head on the floor.
Perkins,
Ibushi's
looking for the
almost
count
counted out.
He has until a count of 10 to make it.
Barely gets it.
Wow. High drama here at Full Sail Live. Snapmare by Perkins. Drop kick to the shoulder blade. Lateral press doesn't hook the leg, and Ibushi powers up.
I think this is a wise move by TJ Perkins, slowing it down, focusing on Ibushi's neck.
Well, he does refer to himself as a wrestling Yoda, both of them known for their high ring IQ. As Ibushi back to his feet. Oh! What a sick thud.
I don't care how smart you are, when Ibushi kicks...
Oh, dragon screw leg whip! And that could tear apart the patella tendons. And you also know that why he did that. That's softening up for the knee bar.
Absolutely. What a smart play by TJ Perkins.
So Perkins doing due diligence there, working on the leg. Oh, and now looking for that sugar hold as he's just wrapping the body of Kota Ibushi up. Talk about the area of attack here, Daniel.
Well, he's getting his neck and his legs in this one. These double underhooks can be tears on your neck.
Let's go.
Wow, what a drop kick by Kota Ibushi.
And we've seen it throughout the tournament. Kota Ibushi takes simple moves and makes them devastating.
Walked right into the soles of Perkins' boots. Hurricane Rana by Kota Ibushi. And the crowd anticipating an aerial assault as Perkins struggles to recover on the outside. Triangle moonsault connects!
I love to see this from Kota Ibushi. He got stopped the first time he tried to dive to the floor, but he's not letting him stop him there. Look at this. From the top rope to the floor. Absolutely beautiful moonsault.
It's beautiful, it is brutal, it is the inaugural WWE Cruiserweight Classic. Ibushi, missile drop kick again on Perkins. This time quickly goes for the cover. Back press hooks the leg and only gets it 2. Ibushi's got springs in his legs.
Yeah. I am constantly impressed by how hard Kota Ibushi kicks from so many different angles.
Oh, Perkins showing that he can kick with the best of the power slam. Reversal by Ibushi.
Oh, he got the knees up.
Moonsault from the second row right into the knees. And Ibushi quickly scurries to the bottom rope as Perkins had a mega upset on his mind, and that's no disrespect to TJ Perkins.
No, but TJ Perkins has been an underdog in the last 2 of his matches. Everybody thought Johnny Gargano was going to beat him. TJ Perkins tapped him out. Everybody thought Rich Swann was going to beat him. TJ Perkins tapped him out. And now here he is against Kota Ibushi, the tournament favorite. He kicked him right in the face.
Spinning back kick. Looking for the fireman's carry. Look at German suplex with a bridge. Every single weapon in their arsenal being utilized, and why not, Daniel? An opportunity that perhaps might come around once in a lifetime to vie for the first ever WWE Cruiserweight Classic trophy and the distinction of being the best cruiserweight in the world.
Oh, now Kota Ibushi set the rifle off those kicks. Listen to him.
Man, they're like those Tajiri buzzsaw kicks.
But TJ Perkins not backing down.
Sadistic crowd here, wanting one more, trying to cave in his chest.
Oh my gosh! The thuds in those kicks!
This is strong style. This is Kota Ibushi.
I don't know if TJ Perkins is going to be able to breathe after that. I wouldn't be surprised if he has a broken rib. TJ Perkins never gets tired, and you can see him. He's breathing heavy.
He's on the apron.
Oh my gosh, is he going for the German suplex? This is what he used against Brian Kendrick. The German suplex from the second rope, outside into the ring.
Deadlift him. The resilience of TJ Perkins fighting off what may have been a match-ending move. Oh! Springboard into the wrecking ball dropkick by TJ Perkins. Oh! Leg kick! Wow! A cavalcade of kicks!
Just when Perkins thought he had stopped Ibushi, Ibushi. Ibushi comes back with the moonsault kick to the top rope.
And
going for the
Perkins on
powerbomb.
a dime.
DDT!
Satellite DDT by Perkins. Dodon. Back press hooks a leg. Wow! Conjoined twins close Daniel. 18-year career.
Watch the Pele kick here by Kota Ibushi on the top rope. He's going for the powerbomb. And watch the reversal by TJP. DDT! All the way through to an inverted lung blower.
Oh, the Dodon in Japan. And now in the fireman's carry. Oh, looking for the Pele
Oh, he
kick
caught
again.
him in the knee bar. Knee bar!
Ibushi's in the center of the ring.
Oh my gosh, this would be the upset of the tournament!
The ropes might as well be in another time zone. Oh, Ibushi counters it. The energy at Full Sail Live could power Times Square. Kota Ibushi, TJ Perkins taking each other to the limit.
What is it going to take to finish one of these two men?
A spot against Grand Metalik in the final at stake. Ibushi misses with the Phoenix Splash. The H2O was drained from the pool.
Both men down here. What incredible resilience from TJP rolling out of the way.
Not as much sting behind those shots, and that's to be expected after this battle of attrition. Ibushi displaying the Bushido right in the fireman's carry. Oh! Wheelbarrow!
Whoa!
Drops him! But if I get someone! Wow!
How is TJ Perkins kicking out? These are the moments that show a man's heart. Hard kick!
Perkins collapses like a model at Easy Season 4 show, New York Fashion Week. These two want to win in style. Roll up. Now he's going for the knee bar.
Going for the knee bar! Kota Ibushi is a mile away from the ropes! This is how he covered before! Drags him back down!
Perkins putting everything he has. Now going to work on
Going for the neck!
the surgically repaired neck.
Pulling back! Oh my God!
Mamma mia!
Can you believe that?
A journey that started at 13, 18 years later culminates with the biggest win of TJ Perkins' career. The tournament favorite, Kota Ibushi, has been eliminated. And it's incredible to think that after what we just witnessed, TJ Perkins has to go to the up with a strategy for Gran Metalik, but let us not take away from what we just saw, Daniel.
Holy cow, what a war. That was a war of attrition. Here, Ibushi got hurt early. Going for the moonsault to the floor. Lands right on his neck. The surgically repaired neck of Kota Ibushi. But it did not stop him throughout the rest of the match. Check him out here. Going to the top. Moonsault to the floor.
The Golden Triangle.
And here's the powerbomb into the DDT. Followed up immediately by the lung blower. Kota Ibushi barely kicks out. But Ibushi stayed persistent. Look at the powerbomb. He has beat everybody with the powerbomb. But TJ Perkins kicked out at the very last second. And here Ibushi's going for it again. TJP, sunset flip into the knee bar. But he needed more than just the knee bar. He came up, wrapped around Ibushi's neck, pulled him back, and Ibushi was forced to tap.
The Cruiserweight Classic continues to accumulate highlights. Let's make it official with Mike Rome.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by submission, who's moving on to the finals of the Cruiserweight Classic, TJ Perkins!
It may not be Buster Douglas, Mike Tyson, or Rulon Gardner, Alexander Carolyn, but this result will send shockwaves throughout the world of sports entertainment. When TJ Perkins was 13 years of age, I'm sure he visualized and dreamed of nights like this. But in order for it to become a reality, he had to endure trials and tribulations, a roller coaster of
Introducing
emotions.
first, representing the Philippines, weighing in at 178 pounds, TJ Perkins!
And yet Daniel set the scene for what must be going through his mind, knowing he's just a submission or a 3 count away from becoming the first Cruiserweight Classic trophy winner.
Well, he said it in his interview. The one thing that he wanted to do when he came in here is he had to win, and then he has to win again. He's all about positivity. He's all about believing in himself. He's been through so many trials and so many tribulations. I've got to think that he believes that he is the true winner of this Cruiserweight Classic.
In 2008, he paid his way here down to Florida, wanting to compete at the Performance Center. His family went broke. He was homeless, and yet here he is. It's an amazing story. Speaking of amazing.
And his opponent, representing Mexico, weighing in at 175 pounds, Gran Metalik!
It's only fitting that the oldest profession in the world, CMLL, formed in 1933, is represented here with one of the standout luchadors, Gran Metalik.
Yeah, Gran Metalik has been incredible in this tournament. I mean, he has been, he's exactly what William Regal was talking about, mixing the flying, mixing it with the brutality. The Metalik driver is one of the most brutal finishes in wrestling.
Names like Blue Demon, El Santo are revered in Mexico. Well, Gran Metalik about to solidify his place as a legend should he prevail here tonight. I like TJ Perkins' body language, showing confidence. A fantastic crowd here at Full Sail Live.
Tonight, we are here to make history. Right here, right now, in this ring, we will make history. We started out with 32. We scoured the world to find 32 of the best. Passion and sacrifice boiled it down to 4. And right now, in front of you, you see 2 of the best in the world. But we're not looking for 2. We're looking for 1. We are looking for the one. We are looking for the one that will be known as the best in the world. We are looking for the one that right here tonight will make history. We are looking for the one that will be the winner of the first Cruiserweight Classic. And even more importantly than that, we are looking for the one that will go to Raw this Monday night and be known as the new WWE Cruiserweight Champion.
Oh my God, Daniel, the stakes just rose exponentially. As if these two warriors needed any more motivation. Wow. From 32, we are down to the championship final of the inaugural WWE Cruiserweight Classic. TJ Perkins, Gran Metalik, one fall with a 60-minute time limit. The winner will walk into Monday Night Raw as the WWE Cruiserweight Champion.
Just when you thought the stakes couldn't get any higher.
What do you look for early, Daniel?
I'm looking for signs of injury from either of these two men. Both of them were in brutal matches.
Snapmare takeover, rolling crucifix, pinning attempt there, and a kick out by Gran Metalik. So already, mind games are being played here as the one-upsmanship starts.
I was talking to Metalik earlier, and it was very interesting. He said when he was training and he was a young boy in Mexico, TJ Perkins was actually in main events, if you can believe that. Gran Metalik went on to be a main eventer in Mexico, one of the elite luchadors.
Also spent time in New Japan Pro Wrestling, so well-versed in lucha libre and the strong style puroresu. Now shoulders down by Perkins. Escape. Head scissors with a bridge and the patent TJP counter.
And still not dabbing. He knows the importance of this moment.
Shoulders down. Oh, and he does it again on Gran Metalik. Metalik has to be careful. His shoulder blades don't touch the canvas. There's a unorthodox escape. Quickly reversing it. Daniel, are you at all surprised at the pace in which this match started?
I'm not. I think both of these guys, wow, listen to the impact of that. Both of these guys need to feel each other out. They've both already been through wars. Look at TJ Perkins. Reverse pendulum.
Yeah, the rocking horse here from the Boston Crab and has Gran Metalik in a precarious position, floats over. Rolls him up, shoulders down.
See, here's the interesting thing. TJ Perkins knows lucha libre very well. He spent a lot of time in his youth wrestling in Mexico, like I said, in main event six-man tags.
Tactical start Greco-Roman knuckle lock test of strength, side headlock takeover by Perkins.
I wonder here if each man is looking for a weakness in the other.
And when you are applying that side headlock, I mean, it's frustrating, it's irritating. What else are you looking to accomplish?
I mean, you're also looking to wear somebody down. You're also looking to irritate them, get that forearm bone right into their cheek, cause some pain.
Leapfrog by Grand Metalik. And spring backflip, lands on his feet. Oh.
Octopus hold by TJP. Directly into the dropped hold.
Famous by the father of Puroresu, or one of them, Ricky Doza, and the father. There's the Mutalak. Speaking of another illustrious star from Japan, Keiji Muto, but look at Grand Metalik now reach for the bottom rope and breaks that very painful Mutalak.
See, but that's what's so smart about TJ Perkins. He did the same thing against Kota Ibushi, attacked the leg and the neck at the same time.
As he grounds the high-flying luchador, and look at him take it to the skies, or it looked like he was going to. Oh! Wow, you talk about wiping out your foundation. Metalik sends TJ Perkins crashing to the floor outside hard. Wow! Cena head first into TJ Perkins.
He headbutted TJ Perkins right in the jaw with that dive.
And that's what Perkins was trying to avoid.
Look at this. Watch Grand Metalik's head go right into TJ Perkins' jaw. There's a viciousness to his high flying that you don't see in many other people.
Used his body as a weapon of destruction there with the tope suicida, and Grand Metalik on the top. Here he is. Springboard senton bomb. Back press hooks the leg, and Grand Metalik one count away from becoming Cruiserweight Classic winner and WWE Cruiserweight Champion.
Words can't express how much is on the line here. The first ever Cruiserweight Classic. The first tournament of this kind in WWE history.
And there's a version of the surfboard stretch.
And as I mentioned before, Lucha Libre has some brutal submissions.
Wow.
This one ripping apart TJ Perkins' shoulders. Also trapping his legs, a foot in his back. TJ Perkins trying to fight out of it. Look at him struggle. Eyeing the ropes, trying to get free. Barely makes it.
TJ Perkins nursing that lower back injury, struggling to get back up to his feet. As the luchador, Grand Metalik wears him down and now attacking the chest.
If you were to ask me who took a bigger beating in the semifinals match, I would have to say TJ Perkins.
Perkins, whoa, corner handstand.
Beautiful head scissors.
And Perkins all the way to the top. Using the ropes as well. Oh, takes Grand Metalik to the outside. And you see the lengths each of them will go to bring the WWE Cruiserweight Championship to the most prestigious show in sports entertainment, Monday Night Raw.
Look at this. TJ Perkins beating Grand Metalik at his own game. Hurricane Rana off the top rope, taking him over the top to the floor. One thing both men have to be very careful about is the counts. They're both exhausted.
Oh, senton atomico by TJ Perkins. And Grand Metalik able to escape. Again, the toll that the semifinals and, let's face it, the entire tournament has taken on these two. Incredible performers. Drop kick to the back by Perkins. Will this be enough? Oh, barring the arm.
That puts a lot of pressure on your shoulders.
Referee will listen for the verbal tap. Oh, but Gran Metalik again able to make it to the bottom rope. A veteran since the age of 17 who knows his way around every square inch of the ring. He's known as the king of the ropes, El Rey de las Cuerdas. But it's TJ Perkins in control, sidewalk slam. Cover. Metalik kicks out again.
TJ Perkins is very good at using leverage from his entire body. Look at the way he wraps his leg, or he wraps Metalik's arm around his leg and then pulls back on his neck. Like I said before, he attacks different body parts at the same time. Here he's attacking the shoulder and the neck. Beautiful suplex.
Metalik lands on his feet. Doesn't really know where he is. And Perkins with a European uppercut, jacking the jaw of Gran Metalik. And Metalik appears to be one step behind TJ Perkins, although, having said that, wow!
Definitely not a step behind there. Have you ever seen anything like that? He hurdled the top rope to give him a Frankensteiner off the apron.
And he's not done. Brio Metalik wipes out Perkins.
Both men have to be very careful about the count here.
They have a count of 10 to get back into the ring. The crowd chanting CWC as we make history tonight on the WWE Network.
Look at the dive here by Gran Metalik, wiping out TJ Perkins, but he took a fall himself. They're at 6, the referee's at 6. Here's another look.
Perkins has made it back into the ring. Metalik struggles to do so. He's on the apron. Springboard elbow drop right into the chest. Shoulders down. TJ Perkins lifted that left shoulder just in the nick of time. Instincts. The struggle is real for both Gran Metalik and TJ Perkins. We are 10 minutes in to the tournament final. One fall with a 60-minute time limit to determine the winner of the tournament. Oh, and who will become the new WWE Cruiserweight Champion.
You can see the exhaustion on TJ Perkins' face, but he's not letting it affect him. Can you imagine pulling that off at this stage in this match?
Running shooting star passing message, and here goes Perkins looking for the finishing knee bar.
Will Metalik tap here? He gets the leg front. Is he gonna get it? He's trying to cross that leg over.
Oh, and Gran Metalik. That bottom rope saving
Look
his
at the
opportunity.
welts on TJ Perkins' chest.
Badges of honor in this critically acclaimed WWE Cruiserweight Classic, and the toll.
The pain these men are willing to go through to be called the best in the world. Now TJ Perkins kicking that leg of Gran Metalik after the knee bar. Attacking it again.
What about the mental sacrifice one makes to be the best? Daniel, you have achieved that status as that chop reverberated throughout Full Sail Live.
Perkins.
Spinning back kick by Perkins and a super kick drops Perkins on the spot. Full head of steam.
Drop kick to the knee. And both men down and exhausted.
That is what they are fighting for. the trophy, and the championship. Only one will walk out of Full Sail Live as the first WWE Cruiserweight champion. Oh, man! I can't believe Perkins is still on his feet. He's looking for the Metallic driver, defended by Perkins.
DDT!
Man, does Grand Metalik have enough energy to cover TJ Perkins, struggling to do so. Oh!
Look at this, going for the kick into the DDT, spikes TJ Perkins right on his head.
And the damage that will do to his neck.
Especially after all these two men have been through tonight.
Yeah, these two doing more damage to each other than leaked emails as Grand Metalik all the way to the top. Moonsault! He crashes onto the feet of TJ Perkins. Dodon roll up by Perkins. Metalik
Into the knee bar. He's going for the knee bar.
knee bar.
TJ Perkins is so slick. Look at how far away Metalik is from the ropes.
It's the knee bar. TJ Perkins' ticket to the championship.
And TJ pulls him back.
Perkins securing the knee bar. Grand Metalik struggling.
He's trying to cross that line. Can't quite get it. TJ pulling it back again. Oh, roll up. One, two. Oh!
My goodness.
The wherewithal of Grand Metalik to do that roll-up when his knee is in such extreme agony.
Every single person at Full Sail Live on their feet, while Grand Metalik and TJ Perkins struggle to get back to theirs. Into the fireman's carry.
He ends it!
Well, he didn't get everything he wanted on that as his leg gave out. It looks like his knee is... There's something wrong with Grand Metalik's knee, and yet he still went for the cover. But that may have been his best opportunity.
The knee injury saved TJ Perkins there.
TJ Perkins has diligently worked on that knee throughout the match, and it may have saved him. Dueling chants as Grand Metalik resorts to strikes, trying to punch the fight out of TJ Perkins.
Oh! And TJ Perkins already has welts all over his chest.
A case of slap, crackle, pop.
Look at these slaps.
Wow. TJ Perkins' body covered with the most painful tattoos.
Going for the Metalik driver again.
Countered by TJ Perkins.
Rebound shot kick.
Metalik feeling the effects of that wrecking ball drop kick. Perkins, though, instead of going for the cover, went to the top of the turnbuckle and it cost him. Wow.
Whoa! He just rocked TJ Perkins with that slap to the face.
Precarious position.
Oh my gosh.
He's going to try an avalanche Metalik driver now.
Metalik driver off the top. TJ
on the
Perkins
second
trying to fight it
turnbuckle.
off.
Elbows. Metalik. Oh,
Whoa.
coming into the knee bar. The knee bar.
He gets the leg cross! Will Menelik give up? TJ getting an underhook on the leg! And he
TJ
does!
Perkins has done it! The upstart has culminated an 18-year career by making history tonight!
Can you believe that? TJ Perkins was living on the streets, and now here he is as the first ever Cruiserweight Classic tournament winner and Cruiserweight champion.
We talk about this being the culmination of an 18-year career. In many ways, it's just the beginning because TJ Perkins will walk onto Monday Night Raw as the first WWE Cruiserweight Classic Tournament champion and the WWE Cruiserweight title holder.
Look at the welts on TJ Perkins' chest, his neck. He took a brutal beating from Kota Ibushi in the semifinals. He took another brutal beating from Gran Metalik, but he would not give up. Gran Metalik hit him with the Metalik driver. Look at this. Frankensteiner willing to go all out against Gran Metalik, knowing how much this meant. But now here's Metalik's turn, clearing the top rope, giving TJ Perkins a Frankensteiner off the apron. And here's the first knee bar from TJ Perkins. Really doing damage to Metalik's knee there. But Metalik showing perseverance. TJP pulls him back, and Metalik rolls through. What an incredible counter! But his knee must have been affected, because look at this. He hits the Metalik driver, which nobody has kicked out of, but he cannot cover because of his knee. The damage had been done, and here he is, going for the Metalik driver off the top. Beautiful counter by TJ Perkins. And here he is, crosses the leg over. Then gets the underhook on the leg. Look at him wrapping under his armpit. And Gran Metalik is forced to tap.
TJ Perkins' social media mantra was hashtag do what they say you can't. He has just become WWE Cruiserweight Champion. Let's go to Mike Rome.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the first ever Cruiserweight Classic and new WWE Cruiserweight Champion, TJ Perkins!
The essence of the Cruiserweight Classic right there.
Amazing sportsmanship from both men. Really from everybody in this tournament.
It began with 32, representing 16 countries. It ends with TJ Perkins' arm raised in jubilation. Triple H, William Regal, a part of the pageantry, and what a feeling, what a moment for TJ Perkins.
Incredible. Just an incredible moment. I have known TJ Perkins since he was 18 years old. He was the youngest man, the youngest foreigner to ever to compete for New Japan Pro Wrestling. And here he is, the first ever Cruiserweight Classic tournament winner and WWE Cruiserweight champion.
He tweeted earlier this week, sports entertainment is not a career. You're too young to do it. You're too small to make it. You'll never travel the world. You'll never be as good as your peers. you'll never make it to WWE. You can't beat Kota Ibushi, but what they say you aren't, accomplish what they say you won't, and do what they say you can't.
TJ Perkins, congratulations on becoming the first ever Cruiserweight Classic champion. I know there are probably so many thoughts and emotions going through you right now, but can you try and put into words exactly what you're feeling at this moment?
On my necklace, I always keep this key. It was the last place I lived before I was evicted, and I had to live on the street after that, and I kept it because for the longest time, it was a reminder of a place I couldn't go back to. Now, for the first time, I feel like I don't need it because it's a reminder of a place I never have to go back to.
What does it mean for you to go down in WWE history as the first Cruiserweight champion?
You know, during that time, I searched so hard for inspiration because that's all I had. All I had was inspiration. And I looked to my heroes. My heroes did stuff like this. And I was in that place and I felt like I could never find something like this. And now it just means the world to me to be able to inspire somebody else that's gonna keep coming. This is bigger than me. This is bigger than me. This is not one person. This is 32 people. All of them. Every single one of them. I started and they were just my peers. And tonight, at the end of this, every single one of them are also my hero. This is for everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Cruiserweight Classic champion, TJ Perkins.
Already proving to be a classic ambassador for WWE's Cruiserweight division.
Yeah, what an incredible moment for TJ Perkins.
He grew up idolizing Eddie Guerrero, Shawn Michaels, and the original Tiger Mask Satoru Sayama. Something tells me kids watching this tonight will grow up idolizing TJ Perkins.